Hey, welcome to Whitey Smith Stadium as your Rogers Mounties take on the Northside Grizzlies in the conference opening game. The Mounties are 2-1 and are led by fourth-year head coach Chad Harbison. He has a 28-10 record over those 4 years. And the Grizzlies from Fort Smith, Northside, are led by Felix Curry in his third season and has a 6-16 record in that time. Here come the Mounties as we come on the air live as game time is going to be in just a couple of minutes. Coach Hookfin, you know, we're kind of okay with the weather tonight. Hurricane Helene stayed east of us. We feel badly for the folks in Florida and Georgia. And but turns out to be a wonderful night for football. What are your thoughts about being back here for the first time in 3 weeks?
Man, it feels great. You know, I was a little concerned earlier in the week. I think Tuesday we had baseball practice. We looked at the weather. There was a 90% chance of rain. Of course, that was early on in the week Tuesday. So glad to be here. Atmosphere is great. Got a nice crowd. And I'm looking for a big game out of the Mounties tonight.
No doubt. You know, it was a pretty windy day today, and it looks like the wind has died down some, and now the sun's out, and it looks like just a beautiful night for football. You know, the Mounties comes in 2-1 after a decisive win over Sheridan team 43-7. Along with the bye week, the Mounties should be healthy and rested. Don't you agree with that, Coach?
Yeah, and I think they are. I think they've had a chance to kind of move some guys around and see some things and try some guys at different positions. So I think it's been a very beneficial week off for the guys.
And Northside comes off a tough overtime win against Coweta. The record of 1-2 does not tell the story of how talented this team really is. Northside is just full of talent up and down the lineup. And it starts with number one, Cam Massey, on the receiving corps. So they're going to be their number one guy to keep him the ball in his hands. He's caught 362 yards and 5 TDs and is tied for the best in the 7A West. So he's the one guy that the Mounties really have to key on.
I think we'll also see him playing some running back as well. I think they move him around quite a bit.
He's also the deep snapper.
Well, that's impressive.
I know. You know, at quarterback also they have a very big Dorian Bowers at 6'4", 220. He'll be tough to get down to the ground. The Mounties will need more than one player to bring him down. As we're set for kickoff, Coach, I'm joined with Coach Hookfin. I'm Dave Regan. And here we go. The Mounties are set, and that ball should be in the end zone with that wind behind him.
Yeah, that ball's out the end zone.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Once again.
Well, just a few tips real quick, and we have what we're calling the Hookfin's hooks to winning the game.
Yes, sir. I love it. Well, give it to me.
All right. First off, that's a treble hook that we're fishing with today.
Good.
All right. Ball security. We can't score if we don't have the ball. That's number one. Number two, effective on first down. Win first down. That means staying on schedule. Positive yards, 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5 is where we want to be. No penalties, especially no dead ball penalties, jumping off sides, lining off sides, things of that nature. No negative plays. Worst play should be 1 yard and be explosive.
I like it. Dorian Bowers is back deep for the Northside Grizzlies. I think that's number 6 with him. Hands it off to, it is 6. And wrestled down the ground is Hunter Dickey as he's in the backfield. Is that Hunter Dickey? Or is
I think that's Herson Cruz.
Herson Cruz, number 90, not number 30. Herson Cruz with the defensive stop there in the backfield, a loss of 3 yards.
Listen, Herson has worked himself into a starting job over this bye week.
He's done a great job then. Junior Hurston Cruz, 5'11", 201 pounds. The running back there was Jaden Youngblood, who carried the ball. Number 1 is Cam Massey to the near side here, along with number 9, Carter Techmeyer. Looks like they give it to Youngblood again. Trying to find some running room. He's met in the only just 1 yard down the line of scrimmage.
It's like Corbin Norris and Christian Flores there on the tackle. You got tell you what, when those guys get a hold of you, you're going down.
Yeah, Corbin Norris. Somebody met him in the hole there. I think it was Corbin. Gain of about 1 yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 on their own 19-yard line. Looks like they got trips to the far side. Cam Massey, one of the best receivers in the 7A West, here to the near side. I'd look for him to get to the ball to him with Cam Cunningham guarding him. Going to throw it against the wind here, and it's incomplete. The ball was just short. Obviously, they're going to go for their number 1 best weapon they have, and it just comes short. And Mounties have a great stand here to start the game.
And it's probably good that the ball was short because Cam ran as good a route as that receiver did. He tried to run about a 12-yard comeback, catch it right there to sticks, and Cam was right there in his hip pocket.
He was covered well by Cam Cunningham, number 4, the senior. He's a commit to Drake University. Back deep, we have, is that LeSean Gaucher?
I believe so.
Pretty good kick. Oh, he calls for a fair catch, and that's a nice catch.
I'm surprised to see that fair catch out of LeSean after the few we've seen in previous games.
He must have been told to just fair catch it on this one just to make sure we get the ball. But nice fair catch there by LeSean. And, here come the Mounties on offense here. Starting on the offensive line is Keaston Walker, the senior, at right tackle. Right guard is Grayson Cooper. Center is Alan Perez. Caden Larimore is the left guard. And at tackle is Aiden Libert. And back there in the skill positions, we got Aiden Eikenberry, Drayson Volk, Braxton Lindsay. Jeff Regan is the quarterback. And Jack Harrell is beside him on the right side. We're going trips to the near side. Braxton Lindsay to the far. Give it to Jack Harrell, trying to find running room in there. Gains at least 1 or 2 yards. Good blocking over there by Aiden Libert. So it looks like a 2-yard gain, so it'll give me 2nd and 8. Trips to the near side. And that's empty set now. Twins to the far. Quick hitter to Braxton Lindsay over the middle. Catches it for a gain of about 17.
If he didn't flip, I bet he gains another 10 or 15 yards. He was trying to cut and kind of cut off his inside foot and lost his balance there briefly, but a good opening series for the Mounties.
It is. That, like you talked about, hook fins hooks, is just, positive yards on first play. Even if it was 2 yards on that first play. The Mounties at 1st and 10 on their own, on the 33-yard line. Give it to Jack Harrell, trying to find his way. Nice,
Again,
tough run.
That's a good 5-yard gain there on first down.
And he's so low to the ground, even that defensive back, number 2, Max Chavez had to go underneath and submarine him.
Jack is very well built in his legs and his lower body. He's a very strong and explosive kid when he gets the ball and makes a cut and gets north and south.
Twins to the near side. Volk and Cooper to the near side. Eikenberry to the far. There goes Jack Harrell in motion. Jeff looks left, looks down the middle again to Braxton Lindsay, and there is a flag down. Number 21 had a hold of Braxton.
Well, sometimes that's the only way to defend Braxton.
That's
grab
right.
And hold him. He's a big, strong, fast kid, and there's no secret of why he's getting a lot of Division I interest.
Yeah, Abram Dotson was called the pass interference on that play. Yeah, and Braxton Lindsay just did get offered by Stanford this week.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So he has 2 offers, I know, from Stanford and Duke. What about those programs?
Yeah, no kidding. It tells you what the type of kid they're recruiting.
Absolutely, and he's going to be a winner and be successful no matter what he does at those 2 institutions.
Okay, the Mounties at 1st and 10. They give it to Jack Harrell again. Ooh, met in the backfield there. Might have been one, looks like number 23.
That was a very well-timed blitz. It was a run blitz, as they say, and he timed it up perfectly right in the A-gap. I wouldn't be surprised if we change our snap count up a little bit going forward.
That was Antoine Thomas who made the stop. So that's 2nd and a long 12.
Well, we talked about no negative plays. That's our first negative play of the ball game.
Yeah, they call this defense a tower defense, where one of the linebackers has walked off.
Change the snap count, jumped off sides.
Good call, Coach Hookfin. You just mentioned it about changing the snap count, and looks like we got maybe that 5 yards back.
Now, we discussed this tower defense earlier when you and I were talking a little bit on the track, and the research I did, the tower defense was first invented to stop the flex bone, the option, similar to what Harding University runs. They would usually stack a middle linebacker 4 yards and one right behind him at 7. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that with us, being that we go a lot of 2x2 sets.
Yeah, it looks like they brought him up this time. You have to give it Jack Harrell. He finds his way, cuts it back to this side. This gain of about 4 yards, 3 or 4 yards. Jack is really good about that vision and finding the space. Get down here. You see Jeff talking to the coach in sign language. You see that?
They're telling them what they want to run.
Yeah. So they're going to go empty set here. Switch to the far side. Eikenberry, Volk, and Braxton Lindsay to the near side. Jack Harrell and Cooper. Daniel. Jeff is looking left. He's going to run it up the middle. Jukes to the right. Oh, he looks like he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Mounties. Jeff just slipped by a couple of tackles, and the Mounties are on the board first with 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Mounties go 49 yards, 2.5 minutes. They can reach 6-0. AJ Francisco with the hold, which is good. Benson Ashley boosted through. The Mounties take the early lead 7-0 with 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It was a really good opening drive. Fresh. It looked like the play calling was on point. Blocking was really good. I think could express how good, how well oiled machine they looked tonight. Yeah, it was good that they're off body. So they. Yeah, it's important to be fresh coming into the conference and being ready for it. Yeah, the wind is Benson Assey's back here, and I expect this one to be in the end zone again. And it is out of the end zone. And it's just pretty stiff wind tonight, about 10 miles in the stadium.
Ball will come up on the 20-yard line.
So the Grizzlies will take over at the 20-yard line for their second possession of the game. That's going to be Billy Bowers, the quarterback, number 12. He's got 5 touchdowns on the season. He's a transfer from Fayetteville. He's a big strong group. Jim Massey in motion, bring him back around. Give it to Youngblood, out to the side there. Got a little bit of room. Driven up by Christian Flores. He's got some speed. First down play for the Grizzlies. He can take it out all the way to the 32-yard line. So you can think that he's got some speed. He's been very close. The 15 guys are playing the level Gang tackle. Going to turn that fast Youngblood back inside. There goes Massey again. He's swinging out here to Ken Massey. He's got some speed and things. And good play.
Great job. Great pursuit there by Corbin Norris.
Gerardo Guzman, number 47, helped rein him in, make him go inside, and Corbin Norris was there to clean it up.
Well, I talked to Corbin earlier today, and he's very excited and pumped up, as he always is, for a ball game. Good to see him flying sideline to sideline.
I think they're just fired up in general. Feels like a while for them to play. Bowers calls for the ball, looking right. Oh, a lot of pressure on him. Their team sack there. First one there was Jackson Ruth. Then he was cleaned up by Troy Chandler and Braxton Lindsay.
That's the gang tackle there.
It is.
That's how you get number hats to the ball.
Dorian Bowers is going to have to get rid of that ball a little quicker. I talked to the other broadcast team and the Northside broadcast team, and they mentioned maybe he just hangs on to it just a hair too long. But, that was the case there, and we're going to come after him. Coach Williams is going to bring the heat to him.
Well, we know that's a big step with what we do defensively is blitzing, exotic blitzes, inside backers going outside guys going inside. So that offensive line is going to have their hands full this evening.
Bowers is backfield. Oh, there's a flag down. Was that delay of game possibly? Yes, it is. Delay of game.
That's going to make it 3rd and 22 from the 20-yard line.
Third and 22. It's a difficult down and distance for the Grizzlies. The Mounties going to have their ears pinned back, but got to be careful too. You got a really talented wide receiving crew. Carter Techmeyer to the far side along with Jaden Foster. Cam Massey to the near. Bowers calls for the ball, looks right. Here comes Cam Cunningham. Oh, he's going to bring him down.
Job.
Cam Cunningham on the corner blitz. Oh, my goodness. We talked about how aggressive Coach Williams is, and there you saw evidence of it right there.
Yes, that corner blitz was set up perfectly. You had the safety roll over and take Cam's guy, and Cam with no hesitation, straight line with his speed, his aggressiveness, gets to the quarterback, and another sack on that possession.
That's at least 2 sacks we've seen from Cam this season
Yes.
that I know of. Done a really good job of blitzing there. He stayed under control, too. Here's the punt all the way from his end zone. That's a really good punt. Let's see, LeSean going to return this. He's got some room. That's a good cut. Out to the far sideline. They do bring him down. He's hauled out, but it's going to be at the 27-yard line. What a great return by the sophomore, LeSean Gaucher.
That's great field position here.
Another great field position with the wind behind us.
Yes.
The Mounties take over with 5:27 left to go in the first quarter. And with terrific field position and a lot of momentum on their side.
Yes, absolutely. Again, what we got to do is the same things that brought us success our last series. Very important for us to have positive yards on first down. As we've seen earlier, 2 or 3 yards is a great play, keeps us on schedule, and your play calling, your playbook opens up when you have that type of down and distance.
The Mounties are looking to come to a 2-by-2 set. Cooper Daniel and Jason Vogt to the near side. Oh, fake there. Get a quick hitter to Eikenberry. Nice gain there.
That's enough for a first down.
Enough for the first down. Exactly right. And, Eikenberry just did like a 6-yard hook there. Jeff hit him real quick, and he got 4 more.
Jeff does that flash fake just enough to make those linebackers pause, and that outside backer really couldn't fly into that hook zone, which was his responsibility.
Looks like that's Kevin Monroy. Another quick hitter over there to Eikenberry. That's going to be another like 4 or 5 yards.
Again, the flash fake. The moment you put that ball in the running back's belly, those backers have to pause because their number one objective is run first.
And it looks like the Mounties are taking what the Grizzlies are going to give them. If they're going to stay back, they're going to take the quick hitters. Looks like Jeff is going to keep it. He finds some room to the left side, in and out, cutting, and he's going to stay on his feet. And it looks like another touchdown, Mounties. Jeff Regan with the quarterback keeper over the left side and just picked and found his way into the end zone. Mounties are up 13-0.
Again, I think this was set up early on with the 2 previous plays where he did the flash fake to the running back and got the quick hitch. Now he rides them across, and they've got to go at that running back, and he's able to find a lane and get into the end zone.
And Jeff's so good at running that football in space and just finding, the cuts and then finding the good blocking and picking his way. Benson Ashley for the kick, and it's booted through easily.
And the one thing we don't talk about enough is Jeff is his strength. He is strong. He's built low to the ground. He gets knocked around a lot, but he's able to maintain his balance.
He sure does, and he's really strong in the lower half and can withstand some and break through some arm tackles on his way to the end zone.
Absolutely.
Mounties are up 14-0 early in this game. 4:56 left to go in the first quarter. On a pair of opening drives. And we'll see what the Grizzlies have in store here. With they're still going to get the ball on the 20-yard line. I have confidence that Benson Ashley is going to kick it through the end zone again.
What they're going to have to do to have sustained success, in my opinion, is they're going to have to establish a running game. Their quarterback isn't like the young man we saw from Muskogee. He is not as elusive. His arm may be as strong, but he's not going to make the big plays with his feet.
Right.
So if they're passing and dropping this young man back every time, that plays right into Dale Williams' hands with the blitzes that he wants to put on him.
Yeah, that quarterback we faced against Muskogee may be one of the best quarterbacks we'll see all season, even with the stable of quarterbacks that are in the 7A West, all the coaches, kids that are there. And, at these schools we'll see in the next couple of weeks, but he may be one of the best we've seen.
Absolutely. And I think it was great for us to play Muskogee. Win, lose, or draw, just to see their talent again, not just the quarterback, but that running back. That tandem of guys is, like you said earlier, one of the best we'll see.
Yeah, they really are. The running back at 220 pounds and could really move, and that quarterback was close to 200, could zip it around and strong enough to knock people over.
Well, we're up here, and I asked my son, he's a ball boy, I said, how big was that running back? He said he looked like he was bigger than you, Dad.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, if you don't know, Steve Hookman played running back in the MAC. He was all MAC at Ohio University, and he was all MAC at Ohio University. So you know you're talking about a big man up here.
But that young man was very impressive, much better than I was at his age.
Yeah. Here's Bowers in the backfield again. Bring Cam Massey in motion. They give it to Youngblood. He finds some room up the middle. He bounces to the right. Finds some more room. Mounties do take him down after about a 12, 13-yard gain on first down. Boy, he's quick and elusive.
That's what they're going to have to do to have success against the Mounties, in my opinion. They're going to have to establish a run and commit to it.
Mm-hmm. So the Grizzlies going trips to the near side, single, set to the far. Bring Massey in motion. Give it to Massey on the end around. We got Corbin Norris is there, along with Christian Flores.
Gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards at the most. And I may be generous.
Mm-hmm. Corbin did a good job. He goes from sideline to sideline very well for a linebacker, doesn't he, Coach?
He does, and he's a big guy. You know, what he likes to do is play downhill tackle to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But he has the ability to chase you down sideline to sideline. It's impressive.
He's had a fantastic season so far. 3 tackles for loss, an interception, and a touchdown. Corbin Norris has. Oh, fumble. The ball's on the ground, and Youngblood does fall on it. So it will bring up a 3rd down and 11 or 10.
Obvious passing down, you would assume here. I'm anxious to see if they have any screens designed for number 1 and their plans to get him the ball outside of his receiver position.
I saw a couple of them where they just gave him a tunnel screen or just a flare screen, try to get him to do something. Looks like the bootleg is there. Oh, and we're trapped up right in the backfield. Troy Chandler. Oh, my goodness, Troy, have yourself a night, son. That bootleg was, as soon as he turned around from
right
the boot, Troy was right in his face for about a 10-yard loss. Now it's going to bring up 4th and a long way, 19. And the Grizzlies are set to punt again with 3:28 left to go in the first quarter. LeSean Gaucher again back deep. Oh, he's going to let this one drop because of the wind. We're going to try to let it go. And Mounties are going to get the ball on the 44-yard line of the Grizzlies. So another field position advantage for the Mounties.
Great defensive series there for the Mounties.
Sure was. They got that one, 13, 14-yard gain on the first play of the series, but Mounties really stiffened their neck and just made things happen. How many is that? 3 sacks for the Mounties tonight already?
Yes, at least.
So we got twins to both sides. Eikenberry and Lindsey to the far side. Cooper and Vogt to the near. Jack Harrell in the backfield. Quick hitter over there to Eikenberry. He's found some space. Eikenberry has split the defenders. He's off to the races. Will he get there? Oh, taken down at about, looks like he stepped out of bounds at a 10-yard line or so. Oh, man, I like how he split the defenders there with a block from Braxton Lindsey and just got downfield.
An impressive burst is what I saw there. I mean, he got the ball and got north and south, and that's what you want to see out of your receivers. No dancing around. Let's get as close to the end zone as we can. Eikenberry's
a really good track athlete, too. Runs the 400 in about 50 seconds, which is moving. Trips to the near side. Lindsey to the far side. Harrell is next to Jeff. Jeff is looking back, looking for Lindsey on the stop and go. Oh, he's held up there. They're not going to call it. Okay. A little bit of contact there in the end zone. I do see a flag down there on the about the 13-yard line. Let's see what the white hat has to say. Well, it's going to be holding against the Mounties. They'll take them back 10 yards. We are first and goal now, aren't we?
Yes, is that our first penalty of the game?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. For the season, Rogers has 34 penalties for 280 yards. That's just in 3 games. That's average of over 10 penalties a game. So I mean, it's
and close to 100 yards.
Yes.
Penalties per game. So we definitely want to clean that up this evening.
Looks like they're doing a decent job of it so far. So it is 1st and goal. So it's 1st and 20, really, to the end zone. Oh, another penalty.
This looks like a false start, possibly.
And that's one of the things that keep one of your hooks to the game is no dead ball penalties.
Exactly.
If we can eliminate the dead ball penalties where, you don't – holding plays are going to happen, blocks in the backs are going to happen in the course of the game. Those are just things that happen as you're playing hard. But the mental false starts are those are very tough to overcome. An empty set. Looks like Jack Harrell to the near side here. Braxton in motion. Jeff is looking right. Looks like he's got a little bit of time. He's flushed out. Now he's trying to find some room and gets swallowed up. Didn't see anybody he liked there at all. But I think Coach Brill is talking to Jeff. Said, man, we had a touchdown there if you just throw it.
So 2nd and goal from the
34-yard line.
34-yard line. I know we'd like to score a touchdown here, but if we can get a couple positive plays and set ourselves up for at least a field goal would be a positive.
We'll go empty set once again. Got Cooper to the near side. Jeff is back to pass. He's looking left. Fires down the middle. He's got Eichenberry. Eichenberry goes up and gets the ball. He's down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 11-yard line.
That's where he was about 3 or 4 plays ago when he caught the pass and we had to burst down the sideline. Then we had the holding call kind of brought us back.
That's exactly right. Yeah, when we had 1st and goal.
Yes.
So it is still 1st and goal from the 11. They got a bunch set to the near side. Looks like Harrell's in the back with Jeff. They're maybe calling something else. If Brill sees something different that he likes. Jeff is rolling to the right, looking left. He's got touchdown. Drayson Volk in the end zone. He finds him throughout the traffic, and Drayson Volk hauls it in for another Mountie touchdown. Mounties are up 20-0 with 1:22 left to go in the first quarter.
Good pass, good strong hands by Drayson Volk to haul that in through all the traffic. Good job by Mounties rebounding from those penalties and being able to punch it in for a touchdown.
Had that one sack back here. They lost a good 12 yards, and were able to respond well. Marcus Mounts is the deep snapper. A.J. Francisco the holder. Benson Ashley boots it through once again. The Mounties are up 21-0 with 1:22 left to go in the first quarter. That's one of the keys to success is ball security. Can't score without the ball. One of your hooks of the game, Coach Hookfin.
Yes. Let's keep it going.
Before the game, I was going to mention, if the matchup doesn't work for the wide receivers, which it does look like it works right now, look for Jeff to make plays with his legs, maybe some designed run plays for the quarterback, and I think they did that in the first drive. But whatever the Mounties are calling seems to be working. I don't think there's been an incomplete pass yet.
No, I think you're correct, and I think that there's only been one negative play outside of penalties.
Yes.
And that was the blitz we talked about earlier where they just timed it up perfectly, good call against a good play. When you get a team down 21-0, I like to see how do they hang their heads? I like to look at their body language. Are they pumping each other up? Are they fussing with each other? So I'm interested to see how they respond.
I'm just happy the way the Mounties are playing right now. It looks so disciplined, so on point, and focused, really focused.
Absolutely.
It's Benson Ashley once again, and that's a weapon right there. Save your kickoff team and get the ball on the 20-yard line for the Grizzlies and out of the hands of those speedy wide receivers.
So we talked about earlier, their first play of their last drive, 13-yard gain, good run. Then they got cute, tried to run an orbit motion and do a speed sweep with number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then a big sack.
And, I talked to the other broadcast team, and their backup quarterback, the junior, is injured, so he's not here tonight. Got a sophomore if they don't. Bowers has got it, gives it to Youngblood. Youngblood finds a little bit of room to the right side. And gains about 3 yards on first down over there on the far hash.
I see Zion Brown is checking into the game. We talked about this earlier. I think he's going to play a little bit of outside linebacker. He's traditionally been playing safety, but I think they like his speed and aggressiveness, and they're going to put him closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, number 28 on the far side over there. Christian Flores creeps up to the line of scrimmage to give it to Youngblood again.
Host of Mounties on the tackle.
Campbell Madsen, the sophomore, number 57, is out there. I think he was involved in that first tackle as well. Braxton Williams out there at nose guard. And Kyrie Bonneville out here at right tackle.
I think this is Kyrie's first action of the season, if I'm not mistaken. He's returning from a shoulder injury, I believe.
Bowers is back. Looks to his right. Throws it downfield. He got a man in the seam. He does catch it. Brought down by, is that Corbin Norris there at the 50-yard line.
Yes, it is.
So the Grizzlies do take a first down on third down all the way out to the 50-yard line with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
I don't think they'll have time to get to the playoff. And
no, they're going to be happy.
Switch ends.
Yeah, switch ends, yeah. Don't have to go far. At least the ball's on the 50.
We got a little time here while they switch fields. We want to talk about Elmwood's football game in Kirksey last night. It was a good one.
It was a very good one. We were both here for that. Elmwood, 8th grade, defeated Kirksey 8-0 in a tough, hard-nosed football game in the annual Future Manny game. And congrats to Coach T.J. Hoover of Elmwood and Coach Staggs of Kirksey for preparing these boys so well for next year's 9th grade football.
Yeah, I thought both teams were very well coached. It was a physical ball game. There were some pass plays. I think Elmwood scored on the pass play, but it was a lot of between the tackles. There was a lot of hard hitting going on last night.
It sure were. And it was a lot of fun to watch. It was really just well coached. These coaches are coaching very similar style offenses and probably know each other very well. So yes. You knew it was going to be a tight ball game. On first down play.
Zion Brown.
Zion Brown, you called his name a moment ago.
Again, we talked about his speed and aggression. They feel like they can really use him and be more beneficial to their overall defense by putting them closer on the ball, and it shows there.
Loss of about 3 yards.
When you think about the upgrade in athletic ability, you take a safety and move him to outside linebacker.
Yeah, because he can run. He can go from sideline to sideline for sure. Bowers gives it to Youngblood again. He comes to the right side. He finds a nice cut. He cuts back to the middle. And taken down by Cam and a couple of other Mounties, but after about a 20-yard gain down to the 32-yard line. Boy, he's got some elusiveness to him, doesn't he, Coach?
Yes, he does. He picks and chooses holes very good. Good cuts. Way to get north and south after the cut back. Looks like they're finding their rhythm a little bit here offensively.
Yeah, he's 5'8", 160 pounds, but super strong, you could tell. Bowers and Youngblood in the backfield again. They give it to Youngblood one more time. He does find a little bit of space there. We almost had him back there in the backfield, but he's able to gain 4 yards on first down. Looks like Christian Flores on the tackle. Zion just missed him in the backfield there.
Like Hurston Cruz, Nelson Gonzalez, and Hunter Dickey on the defensive front right now.
Yeah, they switched out the defensive line once the quarter changed. Bowers gives it to Youngblood again. Oh, brought down by Hunter Dickey. Loss of about 1 yard. Really good play by Hunter.
It's good to have the depth that we do. Keep our defensive line fresh to where there's 7 guys out. You see Braxton comes in now for Hunter Dickey. Keeping those guys fresh, also giving Braxton a spell, being that he is playing on both sides of the ball.
Brings up a long 3rd and 7. Bowers back there with Youngblood again. Cam Massey on the far side. Looks like he is going to pass. Looking left. Can't find anybody, and is sacked again. Troy Chandler has met him in the backfield for a loss of about 15 yards, all the way back to the 43-yard line. He's going to bring up 4th down once again.
Troy Chandler's playing one heck of a game right now.
He sure is. He's finding his way in the backfield and just knows what to do when he gets back there.
Well, I don't want to tell this secret, but he told me Tuesday he's going to be Defensive Player of the Week.
That's fantastic.
And so far, if we had to pick one, it would be him.
No doubt. Oh, we made him jump off sides. Kyrie Bonneville kind of deked him a little bit, and it was a false start on the Northside Grizzlies.
I bet Kyrie's glad to be out there with his teammates.
Yeah.
And they said while he was injured, he was at every practice, every meeting, so they feel more confident putting him in because he's been around.
He's such a good kid, too. There they are again. Set to kick, and it's off to the left side of his foot and out of bounds. Not a very good kick with that wind behind him. You would assume it would have been a really good one. But just off the side of the foot, and the Mounties are going to take over at the 35-yard line. Once again, really good field position for the Mounties as they take over in their 4th possession of the game. They've been 3 for 3 in all 3 possessions and scoring touchdowns. One of Coach Hookfin's hooks of the game. Touchdowns and be explosive. Don't settle for field goals.
And I was trying to make them settle for a field goal earlier when they had the penalties.
That's right. Looks like it's Xander Burke back there with Jeff in the backfield. They do give it to Xander. Big boy, 200 pounds, 6'1". Nice hard run for Xander up the middle.
Xander's faster than you would think. He's a 100-meter sprinter as well for our track team.
Really good hard run there for gain of 6 for Xander on 1st down. Now 2nd down and 4. The Mounties can kind of open the playbook a little bit here. They pull it, throw it out to Eichenberry. He splits the defenders again, and he does get tackled, but not before gaining 8 yards.
And another Mountie first down.
And another Mountie first down. Braxton Lindsay out there with some really good blocking out in the perimeter. It's not easy to do. Block out in the perimeter and not get called for holding. Daniel invoked to the far side. They're going to give it to Xander Burke. He finds some room picking through there. Nice gain. At least 5 yards for Xander Burke on 1st down.
Yes, positive yards on 1st down, staying on schedule. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 is a lot easier to call the play than
that's
2nd and 10.
That's Caden Larimore and Aiden Libert out there, along with Grayson Cooper, Keiston Walker, and Alan Perez on the offensive line. And it looks like the Grizzlies are going to call timeout as the Mounties have dominated this game so far. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, up 21-0.
I think we've seen a lot of good run game. We've seen a lot of good quick passes, getting the ball out quick. What we may not see tonight is a lot of deep balls because of the zone coverage that they're running back in the back half of the defense. They're playing about 7-8 yards off, so we'll continue to see a lot of quick passes.
I agree. And that wind, the wind's in their face, and it just seems like the wind I thought it was going to die down a little bit, and it may have. It still says 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 24, so that's not easy to throw against up into when it's in your face. Also, this next week, I want to say good luck to the Lady Mountie golf team as they compete for their state championship at Conway Country Club. So good luck to Coach Raines and the girls golf team, and who's been on a roll lately and done really well. So we're real proud of you guys, and good luck down in Conway next week. The Mounties have the ball 2nd and looks like 6. Xander Burke is next to Jeff. Got Eichenberry and Braxton Lindsay to the near side. Volk and Daniel to the far. Fakes it to Xander. He moves out to the right. He's got some room. He's going to bust it out to the right side. Zips and zaps and down to the 39-yard line. Nice little carry there. They're going for the quick hitter again. It looks like they had that covered. He's trying to get it out to Eikenberry again. He just didn't like what he saw. Found a little gap there with that good blocking. It's going to be first down on the 39-yard line. Going to give it to Burke. Find some room up the middle. Still chugging his feet. And he's picking his way through there.
Again, close to a 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, that's so pivotal. Looks like going to take Burke out, give him a break, and get Jack Harrell in there.
Now, I didn't make it to the Sheridan game. I don't know how much he carried the ball against them, but this is the most action I've seen Burke get up to this point this season, which is good to see.
Yeah, he didn't carry it much down there. And they could use him at H also. Jeff holds it up. He fakes it to Harrell. Oh, no. Jeff throws an interception. He does tackle him, but got to hang on to that ball. We can't throw interceptions at this time of the game. Hang on to that ball. Just go. If you don't like what you see, just go get your 5 yards and
you said it,
and just hang on to it. Possess the ball.
Because he has the ability. We just saw it a second ago to take a bad play call and turn it into a positive gain.
One of your hooks of the game was the number one was ball security. You can't score without the ball. That's too bad. The Mounties were just really churning and rolling here, and usually his decision making is some of the better things that he does. Looks like they're going to come LeSean Gaucher on a blitz, and they hand it off to Youngblood again, and with no gain there, the Mounties stuffed it up in the middle.
Looks like Corbin Norris, first one to the ball.
Hurston Cruz back in there. No, it's Campbell Madsen is in there as well.
Braxton Williams is now back in nose guard.
Yep, and Kyrie Bonneville is back in there. Back to pass. He's looking this way. The wind's with him. Going for the long ball. It's just too far. Pass was intended for number 26, Dave Fernandez. Good downfield coverage by LeSean Gaucher, who was running stride for stride with him. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 on the near hash for the Grizzlies. I think with that win with them, they decided to take a long shot there, Coach.
Yeah, it's kind of loosened up the defense a little bit.
We're playing tight here to the near side. LeSean's up on them. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Back to pass. He's looking over the middle again. Oh, it's incomplete. LeSean on the coverage. It was intended for Dave Fernandez once again. Going to bring up 4th down and 9. It looks like the Grizzlies going to bring out the punt team. So the Mounties defense holds once again on a 3 and out. Having a really good night.
I'd be anxious to see the total yards of the Grizzlies up to this point.
Deep kick all the way here to LeSean Gaucher. Calls for the fair catch. He does catch it on the 15-yard line. And that's where the Mounties will take over for their 5th possession of the game. Scoring on 3 of 4. That was such a promising drive we had here with Xander pounding it for 4 or 5 yards, and Jeff had that nice run out to the side. He threw it just a little bit too much traffic there on that.
Yeah, there was traffic, but we go down here and he makes the pass to Jason Volk.
Yeah,
in traffic, he has strong hands, so he really trusts his receivers. So I'm gonna say that.
Jack Harrell's back there with Jeff. Give it to Jack Harrell. Let's find some room up the middle. Just does pick his way and gets another 5 yards right up the middle. Trying to stay ahead of the sticks. Doing a really good job with the blocking up front. That defensive line for the Grizzlies they aren't small. There's a 300-pounder in there at 230 and 220 down there, the down lineman for the Grizzlies. Drift to the near side. Volk, Eikenberry, and Braxton Lindsay. They give it to Jack. He cuts to the left. Looks like they do have him bottled up this time. Oh, boy, he keeps those legs churning. Didn't look like he was going to gain much, but gained about 2 yards.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3.
Coach Brill signaling them in the play.
Obviously, they empty.
Yep, they're going to go empty. That's right.
So if it's not there, Jeff has some running room, some running lanes.
Then he's going to got a guy on him. Oh, no. Boy, number 34 had Jeff by the shirt tail. Was going to bring him down. That's Malachi Warren. Jeff just couldn't outrun him. And it was almost intercepted once again. It looks like they're going to bring out the punt team.
First punt of the evening.
Marcus Mounts is a deep snapper. Looks like the Mounties are getting on. Like about 8 seconds left to go on the play clock.
Need to hurry up.
They might have to call timeout here. No, they didn't get it off. Yep. Play clock went to 0 before we got the snap off. The defense we hadn't punted all night and hadn't punted the last game either. So
that's what I was going to say. They probably had a custom here recently going out for punt team and the way you've been driving the ball up and down the field this first half. So they're in a little bit disarray there, getting that punt team out there on time. Well, let's see if our defense can bowl their necks and get another stop here and get the ball back to our offense before the first half ends.
Jagger Blockberger is the punt protector back there. High snap. He handles it. It looks like, Jagger did a good job of blocking that. The ball is going to be picked up by Cam Massey. He tries to make something happen, and he's swarmed under. That's a deep snapper. Marcus Mounts. Jack is there as well. Jackson Ruth. Really good athletic play by Marcus Mounts, the deep snapper who's down there at first play and gets the speedy Cam Massey down before he could get some room. Mounties are up 21-0, have stalled in the last 2 offensive series. Now the Grizzlies have really good field position here on the 50-yard line. They do give it to Youngblood. He's found some room in there. He's quick. He's elusive. He bounces to the left side. He's down the sideline, taken out of bounds by Christian Flores. They're going to throw a flag there late.
He held him up. Yeah. I don't agree with that flag at all if it is indeed
a personal foul.
Because it's not unnecessary roughness. He could have slammed the kid down out of bounds, and he didn't. He helped the young man stay up and stay on his feet.
Let's see. Was it face mask that we didn't see because it's on the far side? Oh, my goodness.
Totally disagree with that call. With that.
So that's a really big play on first down, and a gain of 30 yards in addition to half the distance to the goal line. The ball is going to be placed at the 9-yard line. 4:42 left to go in the first. Now the Grizzlies have a little bit of momentum going on here. Massey in motion. Oh, it looks like to the right side, and that's number 8. That's Warren Bijou.
Another flag.
What do you think that flag is for, Coach?
If it's not holding, I don't know what else it can be because Corbin Norris was in on the tackle. I didn't see face mask or anything else of that nature.
Well, I didn't see that. I looked down at my notes real quick, and I didn't see anything happen. I don't know what he did.
I didn't see it. The only player I saw involved in the tackle was Corbin, number 31. I thought it was a solo tackle.
I wonder if he hit somebody else somewhere else off the screen or where we didn't see. Regardless, the Grizzlies have the ball on the doorstep of the Mounties. Second down on the 2-yard line. Second and goal. Give it to Bijou, the number 8, and that's a touchdown for the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies fight back to 21-6. And
they took advantage of those 2 penalties, especially the 15-yard penalty from Christian, which it's questionable. Of course, we're way up here, and they're a little closer to the action than we are. But nonetheless, we get those 2 penalties were huge and marching them down the field and assisting in that score.
Back to kick is number 20, Jalen Chavez. Bowers is the holder. Looks like its kick is good, and the Grizzlies fight back now, down only 2 touchdowns when earlier in this quarter, Coach, I thought we were going to go up 4 touchdowns, and this game is, got real tight.
Yeah, 28-0, as I talked about earlier, we would have saw what Northside, how they would have responded if they would have hung their heads at 28-0. But now they have some life. They have a little more fight in them.
Now the Mounties with 4:28 left to go in the quarter, in the half, really. Got to go against the wind. All the touchdowns have been to our right side along with the wind. And so you can see how important that wind is with you or against you in this game. 0 touchdowns. I mean, the game has not even gone across the 50 much to our left side.
No, you're right.
Well, if you're punting against the wind, you can have great field position. And if you're kicking off with the wind, you're going to pin them back deep. So that wind has already played a pivotal role in this game so far. Kick is out here to the right side. Cam looks like he does have some room to move. They fake the reverse to Leishon. Cam's got some big room. He's off to the right side. There's a flag down, but Cam is
They're going to call holding.
30, 30, 20, 10. Cam Cunningham with a terrific return for a touchdown, but I do see 2 flags on the play. I hate to take that from the young man. He's just been a great returner for the Mounties this year. That would have been his second return for a touchdown.
I think they're going to get Zeke Parsons here for holding.
See, there's 3 flags on the play. There must have been something way out there on the far side. And you think it was probably number 10, Zeke?
Yeah, he was. They were both tangled up together.
Yeah.
But anytime the defender falls, you're going to get that holding call.
I like that fake reverse to Leishon. You could tell that 4 or 5 of the Grizzlies stayed on this side of the hash.
And it really opened up.
And it opened up over there big time. He only had to beat 2 or 3 guys, and he got it. Really developed well out there for Cam. Showed his speed. Both those 2 are really dangerous return men, Leishon Gaucher and Cam Cunningham. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So there's 3 penalties. There's 2 holdings, or 1 holding, 1 block in the back, and 1 blindside block. And the Grizzlies are going to take the blindside block, which is the most egregious one, the most penalized one. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be half the distance to the goal line. And the Mounties are pinned deep with the wind against them.
I think the smart thing here is that we not turn the ball over. Run the ball, let's get a couple first downs, but make good decisions with the ball.
Well, I really like that drive we had going with Xander Burke getting 4 and 5 yards, and then Jeff had that scramble outside, and we looked real promising. Maybe we'll go back to that again. Looks like they got Jack Harrell back there with Jeff, Eikenberry and Vogt. They're in a bunch formation here to the near side. Cooper down to the far side. Looks like quarterback run all the way. Oh, it was a false start. Whistles blew, flags are down. That's one of those dead ball penalties.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We can't afford to have those dead ball penalties.
Yeah, and the momentum is just kind of drained a little bit out of the stadium, out of the kids on the field. They have to do something to get that back. The Mounties do get the ball at the start of the second half. So if they maintain possession all the way through this quarter and score here, we'll get the ball back in the first. Just start to Jeff on the quarterback keep on the right side. Looks like he's hit hard over there. And Grayson Vogt is involved in something on the far side as well.
Well, what's happened here is now you see Northside being a lot more aggressive. just in their overall play and their body language. They found some life.
They sure have. You know, they're big kids. I mean, I talked about how, you know, the defensive line is 300 pounds, 230, 220. Then the linebackers are 215, 195, 185, and they can run. What do we got? Again, another false start. Wow, another false start for the Mounties, and this is.
It's going to put us heels on the goal line almost.
It's one of those things where Coach Harbison is going to have a lot to talk about at halftime and how disappointed he is how this second quarter has worked.
Yeah, we definitely look differently than we did the first quarter.
So they're going to go empty set here with Jeff in the end zone. They're going to call a timeout. Coach Brill and Coach Harbison are going to talk about it. They're in a tough spot right now, too. I mean,
I think it was a smart timeout because not even for schematic, but just to calm them down.
A 2nd and 20, and they're on their own 3-yard line. Jeff's in the backfield getting the snap, and, you know, there's got to make something good happen. But obviously, when you're back this deep, some bad things can happen to you.
Absolutely, and it's hard play calling for 2nd and 18. You want to, I think if we can get 8 to 9 yards would be great. Now we have a 3rd and manageable. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they're talking about in the huddle. I would assume that it's less schematics and more, hey, let's calm down, let's do our jobs. No dead ball penalties. Let's find a way to get a first down, and let's find our composure once again.
No doubt. I want to say congratulations to the volleyball team and Coach Lawrence. They won last night 3-0, and that volleyball team is rolling right now, doing really well.
Yeah, they really caught their stride here lately. I think they played very well against Fayetteville, competed good, and since then they've kind of done some real good things.
Okay, they got a trips bunch set to the near side. Empty set once again for Jeff. Little cool draw, quarterback design draw, spin move, bounces out to the outside. Nice run. Gain of looks like about 10 yards.
Now we got 3rd and manageable.
So it is 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 10. I don't know if they're going to be throwing the ball here, Coach, or not. Looks like they're bringing the house, too. Guys are creeping up. Empty backfield. Burrow didn't like that at all. Number 23 is creeping up on the sideline. Antoine Thomas looks like he wants to come blitz. And there he comes. Just back to pass. Throws it down the middle. No, almost picked off by number 2, Max Chavez. Pass was intended for Drayson Vogt just outside his arms. And Drayson, fortunately, knocked the ball out of Max Chavez's hands.
Yeah, that's a big play. Way to be alert there by Drayson Vogt. That was a big play. I think if he catches it, he has a lot of green grass in front of him on the way to the end zone.
If he doesn't, he's got a first down, and with 2:25 left, and you know the Mounties can still run out the clock at least, if maybe not score, but prevent the Grizzly offense from getting on the field. Benson Ashley back to punt. Oh, kind of a end-over-end kick out to the sideline, and the punters are having a hard time.
We got a flag here, running into the kicker.
We do have a flag.
Now I wonder if it's going to be the kind of 5 yards or the 15-yard penalty.
They're talking about it right now. Yeah, and if it's a 5 yard, you want to punt it again regardless.
Yes.
If you get the opportunity to punt it again, because it was, wasn't Benson's best effort. So it was running into the kicker, so it'll be 4th and 5. But you get an opportunity to get that foot on the ball once again, and maybe instead of it being on the 30-yard line, you pin the Grizzlies back a little further.
Yeah, we'll get a good punt and a good bounce and good coverage, and with 2:20 left, make them really drive the length of the field.
Oh, it's a good snap. Vincent Ashley once again. Low kick off to the side. It bounces to the right side. Better cover that up. Cam's going to pick that up. That Cam Massey, number 1. Guys let it bounce. Xander Burke downs it along with Zeke Parsons. So the Grizzlies are going to take over on their 48-yard line with 2:07 left to go in the second quarter.
We've got to make them earn it here. We can't help them out like we did the last series where we had 2 very detrimental penalties that kind of marched them down the field.
Yeah, that really helped them with that one long run and to tack on another 12 yards at least to the end of that play. Bowers in the backfield again. Jada Youngblood, it's him again up the middle, straight up the middle. He's taken down, but not before he gets 9 yards by Troy Chandler. And it's a first down, at least 10 yards. And they found something there in the middle of the defense. Looks like they have some sort of counter blocking going on inside. The zone defense. Oh, that's good tackle by Norris. Youngblood does gain 3 yards on the play.
They're using Cam Massey as eye candy. And what our inside linebackers will do is have eye discipline and maintain their eyes on their key, which is that running back coming downhill between the A and B gaps.
2nd and 6 for the Grizzlies on the 35-yard line. Oh, there he goes. Herson Cruz wraps him up behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Mounties came with a little bit of different pinch style.
Yes.
You know, on the defensive front, they pinched inside to try to prevent the middle offensive line from creating those big gaps.
Make them bounce it outside where those outside backers and the DBs can come down here and assist.
Mm-hmm. That was a big play. Can bring up 3rd and 8. So that timeout, was that the Grizzlies timeout? Yes, I think it was. 1:14 left to go in the second quarter. The Grizzlies are driving once again. I'm not threatened necessarily by the arm of the quarterback yet so far tonight. I don't think they've even completed a pass.
No, it's been the run game and the addition of our penalties that have assisted them with their score.
Mm-hmm. Herson Cruz is over the nose guard. Let's see what the Mounties come up with here. Back to pass. He's looking right. Mounties are come inside. Looks like they got him again. And that's going to be a loss of about 8 yards. Who's in the pile there? Is that Corbin Norris? There's a couple of guys there. Troy Chandler is there as well.
Looked like Corbin just ran through the guard, shed him, and just made his way beeline to the quarterback.
That's a big play for the Mounties. Pushes them back even farther. That's going to be 4th and looks like 15 yards. They're going to bring out the punt team with 44 seconds left to go.
I like to see Gaucher get the ball in his hands and see what
he
can do here. Yeah, try to get some. He's fair caught a couple that I thought he may have returned.
Timeout Northside. So last time out of the half. That leaves 24 seconds left to go in the second quarter. I was talking to Coach Brill earlier today, and he talked about a little bit about the JV football team, and it can't be understated enough how well the JV squad is playing on Monday nights, Coach. I mean, they're 3-1. They went down to Greenwood, played all their players, and got that one loss, but most of these games have been fantastic games. I'm going to them all. I really enjoy the JV games. And many of those kids that are playing here on Friday nights play Monday nights too, and they're gaining valuable experience.
Yes, just the opportunity to develop those players can't be understated, and just them getting confidence in the program and the schemes that we run.
Every good varsity program has a great JV program.
Yes, I agree 100%.
It's a punt. It's a really short punt. Looks like Gaucher's going to let it bounce. Ooh. Going to let it go all the way to the 10-yard line. They're going to down it there with looks to be about 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And I would imagine the Mounties are just going to down it.
Yeah, I would just take a knee. I wouldn't even try to hand it off and risk anything crazy happening. Take a knee, let the time run out. Let's go in the field house. Let's regroup. Let's make some adjustments, and let's come back out here and reassert our dominance that we had in the first quarter.
We did dominate. We came out with a lot of confidence, really well organized game plan, well executed game plan. Imagine that we'll just take a knee here and take it into half. Yeah. Mounties up 21-7. Got a 21-0 early lead and had the ball on the Grizzlies' side of the 50-yard line. It looked like they're going to go up 28-0 with all the momentum in the world. But the Grizzlies fought back to gain 7 points to make this a 14-point game going into the second half. So we will see what the Mounties do when they get the ball back. They will receive the kick to start the second half. Coach, anything else to add before we take a break?
No, so I just don't think there's going to be many adjustments, man. I think the main thing is just us calming down, finding our composure, no silly penalties, and do what we're good at.
I agree. All right, well, stay tuned for a good halftime show. We're going to interview with Coach Harbison right now.
Okay. You see him? I cannot see.
I don't know what he looks like. So.
Yeah, he's coming. Where is he? Oh, he's right there. Coach, can we get an interview real quick?
I'm not coach.
Oh, no, you're not coach. I got it wrong. Where is he?
What are you doing?
I can't see.
Cameron Cunningham is a cornerback for the Rogers Mounties, and I'm fortunate enough to be interviewing him here today. Cameron, what has the senior season meant to you thus far?
It's definitely important. This is my last year of high school football, and I'm trying to take more of a leadership role, but it also means like this is the last time I'm playing with a lot of my friends, so it really means a lot to me.
Very nice, very nice. Tonight you have Northside. What does the defensive game plan there look like?
Definitely just stop their ball players. You know, they have a really good receiver, and we're just going to try to limit how much we can let him get open and limit how much he can touch the ball and make the other players beat us.
That shouldn't be any problem for you. You just recently committed to Drake as a D1 athlete. Can you tell me a little bit about that process and what that's going to look like for you in the future?
Yeah, so over the summer I went up to a camp up there, and I competed well, and then a couple weeks later they ended up offering me. I talked to the school all through summer. And then when we got near the season, and I talked to the coach, and I was like, I think the time's right, and I decided to commit there.
Your brother played here as well, Ty Cunningham. He played corner. He was a heck of an athlete for us. How does it feel knowing that you've really fulfilled his shoes and maybe even surpassed him?
It feels good. You know, ever since we were kids, you know, me and him would go back and forth on who's better, who's this, who's that. And you know, at the end of the day, we were just both trying to make each other better, and I think we both did that.
Cameron, you're somebody that has a lot of personality. A lot of people in school and even on the field look up to you. What animal would you say describes you the best?
Mason, I'm going to have to go with a tiger.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Why? How come? What is it? The claws? Is it that you're fierce? What is it?
You know, they're fast, they're ferocious, they take what they want.
Very nice. So we got a tiger here playing cornerback, my apologies. Team captain in a sense, nice leader. How are you going to apply that energy? What are some goals for the team this season?
Our goal always is to be conference champs, win a state championship, but it's also just make each other better every day and compete with every team that's around. There's no team that we can't compete with if we play at our best, and that's just what it takes to win this league, being in the 7A West and all, best division in Arkansas. You have to play your best every day if you want to win.
You do. There's always a challenge ahead, and there's a challenge tonight with Northside. Can't wait to see you out there. It's going to be amazing. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good evening. I'm here with Coach Harbison, the varsity football coach here at Rogers High School. Coach, I got a few questions for you. What are some positive attributes on your team this year, and who's kind of stepped up as a leader this season?
Well, I think one of the coolest things about this team is that through the off season and through the summer, they really worked hard to become real cohesive and work together. And I thought that just the environment and the culture in the locker room seems to be a lot more positive. And I think they lift each other up and take care of one another, really well. And I think that gives us a chance. Leadership-wise, man, we got some really good seniors this year. We don't have a huge senior class, but we got some really quality guys in there. And Aiden Libbert is stepped up as a leader. Alan Perez, a couple of our offensive linemen. Nesto Gonzalez on the defensive line. Cam Cunningham is a 3-year starter coming back. I mean, those guys are both our captains, and those are the dudes that kind of everybody feeds off of.
It's great to have those personalities in the locker room. So this year, Jeff has moved from receiver to quarterback and kind of taken on a new position for you all. Yeah. How has that changed the dynamics in your offense and kind of how you go about play building?
Well, I mean, we kind of made that move just based off the fact that he can throw the football really well, and he's awfully dangerous with his legs. So, I just thought to give us the best opportunity to have success, just having him touch the ball every snap was the mindset. And so he's done a real good job. It has changed just a little bit how we play. We built some things in there for him. Of course, I think our receiving corps has done a really good job over the summer. They've just continued to get better. We're all young. All of our skill kids, except for Jack, are juniors or sophomores. So we're kind of a young team. Got a lot of new starters on offense, but having Jeff back there pulling the trigger, gives us an opportunity. He can turn a busted play into a big play real fast, and so just having him here it's been pretty neat.
Yeah, he's such a dynamic athlete, and like you said, getting him to touch the ball every play is fantastic. You mentioned Jack Harrell. He's kind of been waiting for his chance. He's behind JJ the past couple of years, and Jenkins is such a great running back, and now Jack's gotten that starting role, and he's really made a lot. How's him taking over for JJ? How has he stepped into that role? Yeah, well,
I think one thing people need to understand, Jack, he had double shoulder surgery last year. He was out, pretty much missed the whole season, and had to work really, really hard through the off season to rehab and get himself. So, he's worked extremely hard to get himself back in a position where he could even play this year. So, pretty proud of that, to the work ethic and the time and effort he's put into it. And he's another guy though that, coming back through spring, he was really sluggish. He hadn't played in a long time. He was having to learn to trust his body again and things like that. But, going into the season right now, he's really worked hard at his blocking and his pass catching skills. Those are a couple areas that, we ask those guys, if they don't have the ball in their hand, they're blocking somebody. So he's done a really good job with that. I think one of the things Jack gives us, he just gives us a downhill run guy, and he's done a really good job fitting into that role. Like I said earlier, we're a little different offense than we were a year ago, but Jack's done an excellent job there.
Yeah, he runs hard too. That's what I've noticed. Looking at a couple of your players that play both ways, Cam Cunningham playing both directions, and then also Braxton Lindsey. Yeah. They're out there a lot, and they're big parts of this team. Yeah. Impact to you all having both those guys go both ways?
Well, Braxton Lindsey's one of the best football players come through here in a long time. There's no doubt about it. Can't really keep him a secret any longer. We moved him up as a freshman, and he started at outside linebacker as a freshman and was all conference as a freshman, which is kind of unheard of in our league. And then last year he kind of got bit by the injury bug a little bit, didn't have quite the season that he would probably have liked to have had. But this year, through the off season, through the summer, Braxton's really turned it on, and big part of that's just maturity level. Just kind of grown up and learned what it takes to be great, and has had a really good summer and first 3 games of the season, and huge impact. And so he's a guy that he plays more snaps than anybody on our team. He's going to be on the field in any crucial situation we have. If he's available, he's going to be playing. And the production we're getting out of him on offense is really good. And then that the impact he makes on the defensive side is he just makes us better everywhere he's at. And then Cam, you mentioned Cam. Cam's another guy that I feel like he's a guy that can hit a home run at any time if we can get him the ball. So we just try to schedule Cam some touches every week so we can get him involved in the offense. He's probably not as heavily involved as Braxton, but thing about Cam, he's not going to take any. We're going to take him off field in defense. He's going to play. He's got to be out there. So, but getting him over on offense has been good for us, and he's a difference maker when he gets the ball in his hands.
He's just such a fire starter. If he touches the ball, you see just kind of the spark, and the whole team kind of feeds off of it. Right. What are some people that don't know you? What are some things that they might not know? Maybe some pregame superstitions. Anything you do ahead of the game?
I think everybody has their routine, and I'm no different. We started a deal a couple of years ago. We kind of started doing some research and going and visiting successful programs. We started a deal a few years ago, and our players and most of our coaches absolutely love this. We've kind of built in a little bit of 30-minute downtime deal on Friday afternoons. We just try to find a way to fit in 30 minutes. We take away all their cell phones. We take away all the technology. We take away everything. And we turn the lights out, and they try to get in a place where they can just basically take a nap or relax or just try to decompress a little bit. And I think our coaches and our players are real. They ask, Coach, were we going to have that time today? Yeah. I'm not a nap. I can't do that. I'm not a nap. So when they're doing that, I do my own thing and get myself ready. But most of our coaches have enjoyed that part of our routine, which is something that probably most people wouldn't expect us to be doing. But it's really good for these guys to have that just a little bit of time where they can just decompress and relax and just kind of get themselves focused.
I noticed that. Probably one of the things I noticed first. I walked through the field house getting ready on Friday, and I noticed the lights were out, and it was a cool feeling. And I can imagine people getting so excited and their nerves ready, and then having that time to kind of reset. Mm-hmm. If you had to describe winning as just a color, what color would you pick?
Well, it's pretty obvious. It's Mountie blue. It's that's the only thing. I'm kind of lucky anyway. Blue's one of my favorite colors anyway, and then that's obviously our color. So that's the only color I could think of when somebody would ask me what winning looks like. That's it. So
there we go. That's great. So getting ready to kick off here tonight. What are some things we do to prep? That you do with the coaching staff and the players to prep to get ready for a team like Northside, athletic team coming in to town? What do we prep to do to beat them tonight?
Well, I think our routine weekly, it doesn't matter if we're playing who we're playing, we try to be pretty consistent with our routine and our game prep and our organization of what we're doing. But, specifically in the X's and O's of the game is where we probably have, that's where the change is every week. It's not so much the routine, but, they've got a couple of guys. They got two really good running backs. You'll see number 22, number 6 back there that they're both really good. One of them's really hard, physical runner. One of them's more of a slasher, fast guy. Then number 1, the Massey kid is several offers, very fast wide receiver. Number 1, you'll see him as well, and he's probably the guy that can break a game. And so from our defensive side, I know they're locked in on stopping the run and containing number 1. He's the guy that can. And when he gets it in his hands, if he breaks a tackle, we'll have a hard time catching him. He can really go. So, from the defensive side, they're a little bit. We call it a 3-safety defense, a little different defense than we normally see. So it takes a little bit more time for us prepping for that, just because there's 1 or 2 teams a year we see that play this style of defense. But I think they're going to make us be very patient. We're going to have to establish the run on offense and play physical up front. And you can say this about every week, but tonight's one of those nights I think we got to win the line of scrimmage big time because they're going to make it hard to throw the football on them. So we're going to have to win the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball.
Yeah, I think that when we watch games, we see we see the kids that get the ball and what they do with the ball, and a lot of times we don't pay attention to the trenches, and a lot of games are won in the trenches in the offensive defensive line. So definitely a big focus. And tonight, if there's a player that you think might have a breakout game on our team that's going to be kind of explosive, who do you think that might be?
Well, you can always anticipate Braxton Lindsay being that guy, or Jeff Regan. But I think the cool thing about our offense, I'm talking the offensive side of the ball right now, but if the cool thing about our offense is that if the defenses that are going to be that do a good job of kind of taking those guys away, we've got Drayson Boat and Cooper Daniel, Aiden Eikenberry. We mentioned Jack earlier. We got some other guys that can make plays. And I think for us to be successful on any given night, it's going to be one of those guys that has to step up and make a big play at a big moment. Because, if they're doing the same thing we're doing, they're going to try to take away our best guy. And if they do a good job of doing that, if they're successful with that, that gives somebody else an opportunity. And we trust those guys, and we know that they can make those plays as well. So to pick one guy, it's hard going into a game because you really don't know what's going to happen when you get out there. I just know that we got to have everybody prepared. Everybody's got to do their job. Everybody's got to play hard, play well, and play clean.
I can definitely support you on that. I see the guys in the booth at the top, and they'll be highlighting names, and there'll be so many highlighter marks of kids that are making plays. So, yeah, you got a lot of kids that can make those plays. Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Wish you the best of luck. Let's beat Northside tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Today I'm here with Erica from the Rogers FFA. What are we getting ready for?
We're getting ready for the Mum and Fern Plant sale for the Rogers FFA chapter.
When is the Mum sale?
And our public sale is the 28th of September from 10 to 4.
Sam, how much do the mums cost?
$22 during our public sale. Our ferns are running hanging at $25 and the patios are $35.
What color mums do you guys have?
Our mum sale is going to consist of 5 colors, which are going to include red, orange, yellow, purple, and white. We are going to have 50 in all colors but white, which in white we will only have 30.
take a moment tonight and thank our premier sponsors. Harvest Bank, great supporter for all the Roger High School teams. BSN Nike, thanks for being the official team sponsor for Rogers Athletics. Farmfield Insurance, thanks for being Rogers High School sports sponsor. First National Bank, for Northwest Arkansas, First National Bank is local and here for your banking needs. First Western Bank is proud supporter of Rogers Schools, Public Schools Athletics. We'd like to thank Sept Construction, Construction is proud partner of Rogers Public Schools. Grand Savings Bank is always happy to help you with your banking needs. Brewster's Pizza, Varsity Football coaches and staff members like to thank Johnny Brewster Pizza for providing post-game meals during the season. Mark Strickland Photos, big thank you to Mark Strickland. Photos of tonight's game as well as coverage of Rogers Mountie sports and club activities during the year. Mark Strickland Photos can be found at markstricklandphotos.com. We'd also like to thank Mascot Media. Mascot Media's official site for Rogers Mountie's athletic program. You can find schedules, scores, rosters, news, and live broadcasting from using the app. Download for free in the App Store or go to Google Play. We'd also like to thank Northwest Health. The Rogers Athletic Department is sincerely grateful to Northwest Health for their financial and athletic training support to care for our injured student athletes. Thank you, athletic trainers, for providing your expertise for our community. Old Chicago Pizza. Big thank you to Old Chicago Pizza for providing the stadium hospitality meals during our season. And Slim Chickens. Thank you, Slim Chickens, for your help feeding the Rogers Mountie football team. Again, we'd like to thank Bud Norris. Bud Norris provided the pregame meal today for the Rogers Mountie football coaches, players, and staff members. Thank you, Bud Norris. And welcome to Rogers Mountie back to the field of play for the second half.
First and just kind of. Hey, welcome back to Whitey Smith Stadium in the second half of the Rogers Mounties taking on the Northside Grizzlies. The score 21-7. The Mounties are up. In the first half, the Mounties had 150 yards of total offense and the Northside 83. It seemed like the game was played on one half of the field from the 50-yard line to our right all the way through. The Mounties had 5 sacks for 44 yards. That's a stat that hangs out there. But they did have 8 penalties for 52 yards. Both teams had 9 first downs. And Harrell with 6 rushes for 14 yards. Regan 5 rushes for 24 yards and 2 TDs. Xander Burke 2 rushes for 10 yards. Receiving, Eichenberry 5 receiving receptions for 77 yards. And Volk with the 1 TD for 11 yards. Coach Hookfin, did you see anything there in those numbers that kind of stand out to you?
Yeah, I'm with you on the number of yards with sacks, and we talked about it during the halftime. If they have 56 yards rushing, what you would usually do is minus 44 from that 56 would be their total output. So that kind of stands out to me.
It sure does. The Mounties did a really good job of those sacks, and but looks like Northside did make some adjustments there to the interior blocking and some of that scheme that really worked for them up the middle with Youngblood, who had a number of rushing yards in that second quarter.
If there was another stat that stood out to me was the 2 receptions, because we talked a lot about Cam Massey, number 1, coming in, and they have yet to really target him and get him involved in the offensive game plan tonight.
Yeah, I think he has a couple of targets, but only 1 catch, so he's been really ineffective for the Grizzlies tonight. I want to welcome into the booth tonight Brandon Boatwright. He is a coach from last year. He coached defensive backs and special teams. He teaches at the World History and U.S. History and Finance. He's a new dad, teacher at Rogers High School, and joins us in the booth. Coach Boatwright, give us some thoughts of what you're seeing so far.
Yeah, I thought first half was pretty good. Certainly the first quarter, you jump out 21-0. That's something as a coach, you're like, man, we're rolling. And you saw Jeff throw that pick, and it seemed like you took the wind out of the sails a little bit, and now you're kind of hoping, past 3 years going in there at halftime, one of the things Coach Dale Williams, defense coordinator, always talked about is he would write up on the board, start fast, finish strong, start fast, finish strong. And I promise you that's what he's saying. And Coach Brill, super positive. Coach Harb, super positive. Probably going to come out here, tell them, hey, let's go score, make it 28-7, get a 3 and out, go score again, kind of get that momentum back on our side, hopefully try to get this thing up to 35 and try to get that clock rolling here pretty soon.
I got a question for you. At halftime, I would assume that there's not a lot of hooping and hollering. Is it more instruction and teaching taking place at halftime?
For sure. You know, the kids come in. It's kind of dependent on how the half ends. And, you know, there's been times where half ends really well and, you know, guys kind of feel that you get that momentum coming into the halftime. Hey, you know, it's a little louder. The way that this half felt, I could probably assume, you know, it was pretty quiet. And then it's on the coaches to kind of, you know, rally around the kids. Hey, you know, you're still winning.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're still talking to 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, so try to get them back into that positive mindset of, hey, you're in control, kind of settle down. This is what's working. This isn't what's working. You know, on the defensive side, that last drive for Northside that they ended up scoring on, you saw some counters, and Northside started running what we call a split zone, so that the whole offense zone steps one way, and they bring that H to kind of kick out the backside in. And then they're also bringing Massey in as the eye candy. And our linebackers, if your eyes get confused and you don't have good eye discipline, there's a crease. And that's
and
what
number 6 finding that crease.
Yeah, and he found that crease a couple times, and so I'm sure that's one of the things Coach Williams is going to try to shore up here in the second half. You know, offensive game plan's working. We talked about it right before. Coach Regan said it at the very beginning. You know, 8 penalties. You clean that up.
Here's a kickoff return. It's Leishawn Gaucher takes it at the 5-yard line. They faked that reverse again for Cam Cunningham, but brought down hard at about the 15-yard line. It looked like pretty promising there for a moment. And if he had gotten by that one defender, I think he would have had some major yardage to go. So the Mounties are going to take over their own 16-yard line on the far hash. And let's see what Coach Harbison and Coach Brill have talked about in the halftime and what they come up with here for the second half. In fact, Eichenberry to the near side, split way far. A bunch set to the far side. Now they do shift out of it. So to the empty set, it brings Volk, Lindsey. Oh, here's a quick hitter to Braxton Lindsey. Gets it in the middle, reverses his field. Actually, is going to lose a yard. He's upset with himself or upset with the pass, one or the other.
Well, I think the key, and Coach Bo talked about it a second ago, is just find our composure, calm down, and let's play our brand of ball.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And it's going to be Braxton the tight end position, Jack Harrell to the right of Jeff, Voken to the near side. They do give it to Harrell, finds a little bit of room. That's a Calderada.
It's a good tackle there by number 14, the inside backer.
Yeah, Lucas Calderara. He is 6'1", 195. He's a senior. He's been making plays all year for them. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. Ball in the middle of the field. Signaling the play. Looks like there was a little bit of confusion. 10 seconds left on the play clock. The Mounties get set. Harrell is in the backfield with Jeff. Trips to the far side. High snap. Jeff gathers it. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it over to Braxton. He does come down with it. No, he just got deflected out of his hands as Braxton came all the way across the field from the far hash and almost wrestles that ball down to the ground.
Goes back to first down. You know, we didn't stay on schedule first down. We had a loss of 2. And it changes your whole play call when you're in, again, 2nd and long as opposed to being 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6.
You know, there's been no success going against the wind tonight, and the wind has died down some, but it's still obviously affecting something out here. Now, Benson Ashley from the goal line, set to kick. Massey is at the 50. Oh, he looks like he's going to run the ball. He's out to the right there. He's not going to make it. He gets to the 20-yard line. And the Mounties are going to turn over on downs, and they give the ball to the Grizzlies at the Mounties 21-yard line.
I wonder if that was designed or if that was just a young man thinking he could make a play and trying to give his team some life.
I wonder if they saw something, at halftime, saw that, that they were leaving that wide open.
Well, it's going to be a big series for the Mounties defense here.
Mm-hmm. And Benson Ash is a good athlete, but they just can run them down. They give it to Youngblood up the middle. Hit hard. Looks like that is Corbin Norris again, but not after he gets at least 4 yards on first down. Second and 6. Ball in the far hash. Bowers in the backfield. Goes and gives it to Youngblood again. Oh, good play by Braxton Lindsay, and it's cleaned up by Marcus Mounts. Ball did get loose from him for a second, but they did count him down. Loss of about, thought it was a bigger loss than that, but loss of about 2 yards. Real good play by Braxton and Marcus Mounts.
Brings up a 3rd and 8 here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Mounties are going to need some extra effort here from someone. Somebody's going to have to bring this team up. Going to need two stops here. 3rd and 8, bring Massey in motion. They give it to Youngblood, cuts back of the middle. It's stopped at maybe a gain of 1. It's Corbin Norris and Hurston Cruz, was that, Coach?
Yes, Hurston Cruz, like Troy Chandler, was also involved in the tackle there.
Going to bring up 4th down and a long 6. First down is the 11-yard line. Big play for the Mounties here in the second half.
Yes.
Let's see what they got drawing up. He looks left. Bowers looking for a pass. Mounties haven't got to him yet. There they are. The ball's on the ground. Fumble on the ground. Regardless, the Mounties will take over on downs as they do cover it up. The Grizzlies recover the ball, but it will be Mounties' ball on the 30-yard line. No harm done as the Mounties stiffen their neck and take over on downs.
Great defensive stands there by the Rogers Mounties.
Coach Boatwright, you see something there that the Mounties did well?
Yeah, anytime it gets 3rd and long, Dale Williams is loving life.
Yeah,
man.
he's going to pin his ears back and get after you.
He loves it. It's something every Sunday, man. That guy comes in. We'll come in Sunday afternoon, watch film, game plan, and that dude, it's like, Dale, where do you think of this stuff, Coach Williams? And you see another one there. And it's just, there's blue jerseys coming all over the place. Great defensive stand.
Empty backfield. Jeff is going to take it on the quarterback draw. He does get wrapped up after he gains about 3 or 4 yards. Wrestled to the ground by number 23, Antoine Thomas.
Xander Burke is checked in the game. He's going to be
out there at H, yes. Empty backfield again. Trips to the far side. Jeff is drifting back, looking left. Finds Xander Burke. Oh, that's a terrific catch by Xander Burke. Went up high, fingertip grab, held on to the ball as he got hit, brought it to the ground. That's a sophomore right there.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good football player for us going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, you talked about that at the very beginning of the game. This is the most snaps that he's played all year. You make a play like that, that's going to get you more PT for sure.
Absolutely.
Empty set again. Cross to the far side. Eikenberry to the near. Jeff is looking toward Eikenberry. Finds Braxton across the middle. He's got some space. He's got some room to move. Spins around, gets out of the tackle just barely to the 40-yard line. Braxton with some good moves there.
Number 21 there made a touchdown saving tackle, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was Abram Dotson. As Braxton looked really good there. Jeff just stepped up in the pocket, was able to find Braxton across the empty set again. Jeff looking up as he steps up again. He finds Braxton once again. Braxton hits hard. He stays on his feet, spins and turns all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Just so big and so strong.
The blocking has been really good in this set where Jeff has had a little bit of room and he's able to step up in the pocket and move and keep his eyes downfield. And he looks for that big target, number 14. Once again, empty set once again. Oh, it looks like
timeout.
Yeah, the Grizzlies going to call timeout. They can feel the momentum change, and this is the first time, the deepest anybody's been on that side of the field tonight, Coach.
You're right. That wind's definitely playing a part in the game plan, the calls. But anytime Jeff can step up in the pocket and transfer that way to his front foot, he delivers a good ball. And again, he has a big target in Braxton.
It's one of those things, if you guys look at Northside's defense, they have a 3-safety defense. This is kind of something new that's really adapted over the last 5 years, even in the collegiate and the NFL game. And so Northside runs this particularly against trips and quads is what we're running out to the field. And so this forces them to run 3 safeties. And when you run 3 safeties, if you ask any defensive coordinator, again, high school, collegiate, even NFL, what is the number one thing that you don't want and the number one thing you can't have is a running quarterback? Well, for Rogers, that is what Jeff is.
Absolutely.
And so, Coach Coach Brill, Coach Harb, going in at half, if you've noticed, they're trying to get them into that 3-safety look because either it's going to force them to play man coverage, which is what Braxton's big catch and run was, or it's going to force them to sit back and play zone. Well, if they sit back and play zone, you got running lanes, and you also give Jeff passing lanes, right?
Yep.
And so that play, that last play, they had to switch up. They had to play zone. Now Jeff scrambles out of the pocket, hits Braxton for another 15. So watch as you see the rest of this drive, see if Northside kind of gets out of that 3-safety or if it's live by it, die by it, and hopefully the Mounties can punch it in for 6 more.
They got in the bunch set, and then they shift out of it again. They go to the quads, almost a diamond set here. Jeff throws it quickly to Drayson Volk. He's got some blocking out front. He splits it. That's going to be a touchdown. Drayson Volk, touchdown Mounties. What a Drake play and executed out there with the blocking. And the Mounties are fired up.
Great play design. When you go from a one-back set to a quad set, they didn't have time to adjust. Goes back to what Coach Volk said, that 3-safety look, they were stuck in it. They're able to find the most dangerous man. Volk picked his seam, and there we go, have a touchdown for the Mounties, makes the score 27-7, soon to be 28-7 with the made extra point field goal.
Yeah, really, I like how Drayson Volk just put his foot in the ground and just got north and south so quick. I love to see that out of him. Here's a kick for Benson Ashley. And it is good. The Mounties take the lead at 28-7 with 6:56 left to go in the third quarter. And really a big touchdown and a big drive for the Mounties there.
Yeah, they found their first quarter form on that drive there. They look like the Mounties from the first quarter.
You can tell there was some adjustments done at the halftime, and whatever it was, it worked. And to Coach Boatwright's point, that they forced them to play it in that 3-deep zone coverage.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. You ask Hook, you ask any coach, you do it long enough, man, you really start to get into the rhythm. And once you get into the rhythm, man, calling plays is super easy. And you could tell Brill and Coach Harbison, they were getting into it.
Here's the replay here with Volk. Just look at that blocking out there by Eikenberry.
Yeah,
Cooper Daniel.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them all meeting the end zone there. Those three guys right there, those juniors that are gaining more and more experience every day, every game. Really proud of those guys.
See if Ashley can put another one in the back of the end zone here. And
little chip kick. It looks like there's a flag on the play. I think
they're going to call it on Corbin. Corbin got out.
Offsides, yeah. I always feel like we're close to being offsides on almost every kick, and they just called it on that one.
It's that fine line, me being used to being the special teams coach. It's one of those, man, you want those dudes right there. Because you don't want them a yard off. You don't want them 2 yards off. You want them right there. And
because that yard.
A yard or two off, you're causing trouble.
Little pooch kick. I was going to call for the fair catch, and that's number 22 calling for the press, Jaleel Coven.
And that's a safe bet. You got Massey back there along with their other running back.
And he does that, I assume, because we don't think he's going to get into the end zone because the wind is against you, and you don't want to get it to number 1, Cam Massey, and just let him do whatever he wants back there.
And one of those things that you teach those real, you see those college NFL cookers, it really doesn't affect them. But still, with even as strong as Benson's leg is, we got to remember he's 17. He's not fully grown yet. And so Coach Harb's playing it safe. Hey, let's go ahead, pooch it. Don't give him a chance to get some momentum back off a big return.
So I got Bowers in the backfield along with Youngblood. It's been a pretty good, effective for the Grizzlies, especially in the second quarter. They bring Massey in motion. They give it to Youngblood once again. Really good tackle up there Is that Corbin Norris? I think that was Troy Chandler who wrapped him up near the line of scrimmage. A gain of about a half of a yard. Ball placed now on the 38-yard line.
They've run that Taylor motion with Massey a number of times with the eye candy. I'm interested to see what they have off of it. You know at some point something's coming.
I thought the same thing. I mean, they keep doing it. You wonder if they're – but Massey and Cam Cunningham are out to the far side by themselves. Or if they could take a shot. Well, they give it to Youngblood. Oh, and there is – who is that?
Hurston. Oh, that's Hunter Dickey.
Hunter Dickey. Terrific play by Hunter Dickey. Way to collapse down from the defensive end position. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11, a long 11 yards here for the Grizzlies. And the Mounties look inspired once again.
Yes, they're playing with a lot of passion, a lot of want to.
Bowers is back in backfield again with Youngblood. Twins to the far side. Oh, LeSean Gaucher was about to go on a safety blitz or a corner blitz, and he got the receiver over here, number 26, to jump. That's Dave Fernandez.
Well, Dave Fernandez is coming off the game right now for that mistake.
Yeah, and Dave, this is one of the things, man, you know, we talk about Coach Williams and the whole defensive staff. It gets 3rd and long. He gets his ears all perked up, and he's ready to go. The kids know it. The kids always come in Monday morning, hey, Coach, what blitz we got this week?
I bet.
And so you get it to 3rd and long, these boys are ready.
And that's called buy-in. They're bought in.
I bet the corners are the ones really wanting to come too. Here he is, back to pass. Heavy rush on him. Oh, this Corbin Norris has him, and it's going to be a big loss of about 10 yards. 10-yard loss on the sack as the Mounties get another sack. That's the 6th sack of the game for the Mounties. We got a replay on this one. Watch Braxton kind of push up the middle, and oh, look at Corbin Norris up there as well. If he didn't get him,
Braxton was on his back.
Braxton or Troy Chandler would have got him.
That's one of those where we talk about build the wall, don't let the quarterback escape. Troy Chandler and Brax on both sides, they do a really good job. And I know Chuck gets the sack, but those two guys get the assist for it.
Here's the deep kick. Looks like LeSean has a chance. He drops the ball on the 35-yard line, stops and starts. There's a penalty flag down. He's got a little bit of running room. Fumbles it. Oh, he does recover it. LeSean, right, making something happen. I like it. However, there is a penalty flag on the play. The youngster, LeSean Gaucher, the sophomore, showing a lot of moxie out there. There's 3 flags down. Must be the same infraction.
And Cam's talking to him a little bit and hold on to that ball.
Yeah, that's as long as we hold on to the ball. It seems like right now with how much time left is 4:31 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Boy, that's 2 blindside blocks that we've had. We've got to learn to extend our arms there just to, you know, it's a tough call because you want to make that block. But
they're getting the ball 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. That's
and we would have had it out here somewhere in the 40.
The biggest plays that they've had up to this point outside of one big run has been our penalties.
Yeah, once again. Here come the Mounties. 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line, going empty set. Trips to the near. Twins to the far side. Jeff back to pass, looking over the middle. Steps up, zips it over the center. Number 38. Is that Keegan Lott? It is Keegan Lott. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 150 pounds. Empty set once again. Trips to the far side. Braxton and looks like Cooper Daniel here to the near side. Shift a little bit. Jeff looks to the near side, gets to the Braxton. Lindsey catches it, sheds a tackler, doesn't get away from the second one. 34 takes him down. Malachi Warren, 5'11", 215 pound. So that matches Braxton's weight. Both 215 pounds.
3rd and 8 here. It's going to be a big down here for the Mounties.
This is one of those, as Northside, you got to choose, am I going to blitz Jeff in the backfield, or am I going to sit back in zone and let him pick us apart? You blitz him, you better hit home. If not, one gets out of the backfield, he might score.
Steps to his left. He's going to the far side again, trying to get on the other side of 33. Throws across the field. Oh, it's picked off the hands of Aiden Eikenberry. Throws across his body. Eikenberry almost comes down with it. Number 44, Lucas Calderera, comes down with the football after the carom of Eikenberry's hands. A tough pass, tough to catch that ball as well. A little above his head.
I think, and I could be wrong, I've been wrong many times, that he was really going for Braxton. And Eikenberry saw the ball and tips it.
Mm-hmm.
Very well could have
Braxton
been.
was coming wide open in the middle.
Yeah.
Eikenberry just happened to see the ball.
Because if Ike would have caught it, Ike still would have been short.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree with you. That was a good job by Northside. They spied on Jeff, unable to get out of the pocket.
Give it a young blood up the middle, and there he is. Is that Troy Chandler once again down at the bottom of the pile there? Yes, it is. Troy Chandler. Along with Jackson Ruth there on the tackle. Campbell Madsen checks out of the game. LeSean Gaucher and Cam Cunningham swap sides. Bowers in the backfield. Back to pass, tries a screen pass over here, and that ball hits the ground harmlessly. Doesn't even get it to Cam Massey.
You really got to wonder about Bauer's arm as a quarterback, because if you've noticed, I mean, we talk about Macy being the guy. You notice the only time he's been targeted on anything is he's in the slot. And it's short, right? And there's no vertical passing game. And I think at this point, Coach Williams knows that. And this is why, again, we're back in a 3rd and long situation. I feel like we've been talking about this all night for the defense. Getting them in 3rd and long, here it comes.
Well, you know it's going to bring some pressure here.
Yeah, I wonder where it's going to come from. Bowers gets the ball, gets back to pass, looks left, fires it to the left side. Cam Massey does catch it, but he was going to be well short of the first down. Cam Cunningham on the tackle hits him almost immediately as he catches the ball.
Yeah, notice it was to the short side. It was to the boundary side. It was a short throw. Yeah. Cam does a good job. Cam's saying, hey, I'm going to play at the sticks. You got to get past me to get the first down. So throw it short. Now you got 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Or 4th and 5, 4th and 6.
I don't know if this is a question of his arm strength or is it a question of how much time he has back there.
That's true, too. If he doesn't have a whole lot of time.
Get it out quick, see if we can make something happen, because he hasn't had a lot of time tonight.
Yeah, here's Macy down in the slot again. Be expecting one to get this ball here.
4th down and about long 6. Back to passes. Bowers, he's looking right, looking downfield, and the pocket collapses, and he's sacked once again.
And that's who he was looking for. Great coverage sack by 4, senior leadership, Cam Cunningham.
Sacked by Hunter Dickey and Jackson Ruth, who both competed for that sack. Terrific job by the defense getting to the quarterback once again. 7th or 8th sack of the night tonight for the Mounties.
Yeah, that's one of those. If we take a deep dive, I'd love to see how many of those sacks came on 3rd down or 4th down, because I feel like almost every one of them. And that's Dale Williams. That's this defense calling card. We get you in 3rd and long, you're getting off the field.
That's right. .208 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Mounties take over on downs on their own 41-yard line. Jeff is an empty set back there, brings Jack Harrell back next to him. Give it to Jack. Crashes up the middle of this at Lucas Calderada, the middle linebacker, senior, 6'1", 195, meets him in the hole. Jack does fall forward for at least a yard.
Well, a couple of backs we haven't seen tonight. I know we've been running back by committee. We haven't seen Monroy, and we haven't seen Blockberger tonight in the backfield.
That's true. Harold is flanking Jeff to the right side. Back to pass is Jeff. He's looking at Harold. Harold's got it. He's over to the right. He finds some room on the sideline.
Good block by Cooper Daniel.
Sir was. Gain of about 15 yards on 2nd down. Well-designed play. Yeah, Cooper Daniels blocking downfield, but the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to block while the ball's in the air as long as it passes behind the line of scrimmage. Harold in the backfield again with Jeff. Eikenberry and Braxton to the side. Harrell's got it again. He's been a workhorse on this drive. His third touch of this drive on the third play. Gains about 1.5. Ball is down to the Grizzly 45-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd and 8, a long 8, possibly 9. Coach Brill calling in the play. 18 left on the play clock. Twins to both sides. Harrell in the backfield with Jeff. Gives it to Harrell. Picks his way. Finds in the good cut there is right. Gain of about 5 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 possibly.
4-down territory here.
Definitely. You're reading my mind about to say that, so we want to just get a first down if we can, but if not, we know we can make it a very manageable 4th down situation.
The play clock went a little quick. I was kind of hoping the play clock would have run out. They could switch sides of the field. Braxton comes in a little tighter on here, along with Eikenberry. They give it to Harrell again. He's met at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. It's number 23. He's having a really good game. Antoine Thomas. He's outside linebacker, 6'2", 180 pounds. Has had a couple of really good plays. And that's going to end the third quarter. And it's going to be 4th down for the Mounties. They're going to have some decision-making to do here as they switch sides, and the Mounties are going to take over on their Grizzly 44-yard line or so.
I think you definitely go for it here, especially the way the defense has been playing. And the number of times we've had them in 3rd and long, 4th and long situations, I think that the defense is playing so well that it gives offense confidence to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it's one of those. You saw it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and they sent the pressure. If this is their MO, watch for Harb and Brill to call up a screen. That's something we haven't seen all night. You hadn't seen all night, and that's one of those. That's a bullet you keep in the chamber for a 4th quarter, 4th down.
Yeah,
gotta have it. This is one of those. Harb and Brill, and even Coach Bray and his son, who's now on staff, Bryce. This is one of those that they game plan throughout the week. I know Tuesday night's typically that late night for them. This is one where they circle it, and that's hey, this is our play, this is our formation, we got to have it. And so this is one of those got to have it plays right here.
And I always wanted to, with us blitzing as much as we do, why don't we see more screens from other teams' offenses?
Yeah, I think you'll see that for more teams that
going forward.
Yeah. And I think it's because Northside's new to this conference. Northside's not used to Coach Williams. That was one of the things that Southside started picking up on, West, Fayetteville, those guys that kind of see us more often.
Twins to both sides. Eikenberry and Braxton Lindsay to the far side. Eikenberry in motion. But Jeff is back to pass, looking downfield. They got looking for Braxton Lindsay. The ball is just out of his reach on 4th down, just barely. Just carried just a yard too far. He had beaten his man, and that ball was just out of his reach.
Well, I think the wind came to play in there a little bit. I think that ball drifted a little bit. Remember, we're going back with the wind to our backs now.
Mm-hmm. As the Grizzlies take over on downs on their own 42-yard line. Massey is to the near side here. Bowers back there. Looks like the Mounties are going to blitz here. They don't bring a blitz. Oh, that's a great job by Campbell Matson. And it's tied up by a group of Mounties reaching for that football. 57, Campbell Matson was the first guy to really slow him up there in the backfield. Corbin Norris was there along with Christian Flores.
Yeah, you saw that outside zone stretch play. One of the things that Coach Javi always teaches those guys, penetration. And, Coach Hook can allude to this. Any type of, as a running back, you try to run a zone scheme and you get penetration by those 3 down linemen, shoot, man,
it's tough.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, when you get the ball and you got to make somebody miss before you get to the line of scrimmage, it's almost impossible.
Great play by the sophomore right there.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 on the play. Back to passes, Massey's looking to his right, looking for Youngbuck on the wheel route, but gets it to number 10, which is Jaden Foster over the middle. Thought he was going to go to Youngblood on that wheel route. He was out there on the far side.
I don't think you ever saw him.
Gain of about 4 yards. Going to bring him 3rd and 7, long 7. Ball's on the 44-yard line of the Grizzlies.
Again, another third and long situation that we've been referring to all evening.
Youngblood back there with Bowers. Mounties do bring the house, trying to collapse it. The ball thrown up in the air. Massey's up in the air, does not come down with a Cam Cunningham right there on the coverage. And the ball was almost deflected and picked off by Christian Flores, but Cam Cunningham right there running step for step with the superstar Cam Massey.
That time what we did, we ran a one safety look. You seen
Flores.
Zeke Parsons came down at the corner at the outside receiver, and then you had Cam go to the slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Cam did a great job. We talk about, for you folks at home, we talk about in phase, out of phase, and if that receiver's leaving, he's out of phase. Cam's just running to the near hip, doing the best that he can to get in phase, tips it, and Flores just unable to catch the tip.
Ball is kicked to the 36-yard line where the Mounties are going to take over after once again holding the Grizzlies to a 3-and-out. The defense has done a really good job here in the second half.
Yeah, and you wonder, one of the things we talked about, that second down play, I don't think we have replay of it, but they had the running back on the wheel, and you think, man, he's wide open. Why didn't he do it? Why didn't he throw it? First off, Hook, you said he didn't see him. Second off, this kid's had pressure in his face. What has he been sacked? 8 times?
Yeah.
You get sacked 8 times, boys, you're going to be dancing in that backfield.
Yeah.
And so he probably he just didn't see him.
And he doesn't have the escapability of other quarterbacks that we've seen.
Oh, no.
Nice take over on, we're going to give it a Harrell up the middle. Nice cut there. Hit hard, maintains his balance again. He's so low to the ground, able to spin out of that first initial hit and spin for about 3 yards. And Mounties going to go quick here with a quad set to this side, and I compare to the far side. Quick hitter to Volk does get upended right there. As soon as he catches it, they're going to lose the 4 yards that they once. Oh, and they're going to throw a flag down here. Looks like there's some extracurricular activity going on after the flag, or just.
Looks like it may be against the Mounties the way the Northside is celebrating and clapping here.
Yeah, they got called on Braxton a little. He was just blocking a little bit too hard. That's all.
It happens.
Yeah.
And that's one of those you're not upset with because he's playing hard, but you also, it's one of those too, Coach Brill probably is taking him on the sideline. Hey, they've already called one of these, so they have a tendency to call these.
Yeah.
So you got to know the officials that you're playing with.
Now they're looking for you.
Right.
And they had a little bit of, when Jeff missed the Braxton here at the end zone, they had a little talking with that other defensive back. Could have been something that bled into that. So it's third down and a long 24. Jeff is, they bring the house. Jeff is trying to get escape from it, and he's not going to get out of it. Oh, boy, they brought the house, and Jeff is sacked all the way back to about the 10-yard line, where his forward progress is going to be marked. And then the Mounties are going to have to punt here from their own 10-yard line. With 9:08 left to go in the ball game.
Seems like every time I feel like we have a situation where we can put Northside away, something happens and they just keep a little life.
They do have a little bit of life, even though they're down 21 points. I mean, Benson Ashley set to kick this one. Looks like it's going to hit the ground. Number 21 grabs it. Tries to give the stiff arm and runs into the sideline here. Oh, there's an incidental face mask. Lots of flags being thrown now. Abram Dotson was a kick returner.
And that's on Zeke. Zeke Parsons, number 10. His job is to contain it. And if you saw, he hesitated one too many steps, and he got outside of him. It's one of those you got to keep it inside the hashes.
Yeah, your lane.
Correct. And if you are the contained guy, you have to do your job. You can't do somebody else's.
with a couple of flags thrown there. I wonder if it was just the same foul. Nope. Another personal foul against the Mounties.
Well, again, they're putting the defense in a
tough spot,
in a pretty tough predicament here. But the way we played up to this point, I feel confident that we can hopefully give them the punt.
Here comes Cam Massey on the. They're going to give it to Youngblood again up the middle. Hit hard there by Christian Flores, the safety, along with Jackson Ruth. Brought him down, but not after a couple of yards he gets.
Yeah, that's the old fancy RPO. You don't really know if he's reading it or not. You're asking a 16-year-old kid to read defenses. And so if he actually was reading it, he made the right read. Jagger went back outside to cover Massey, hands it off, gets a couple yards.
Brings up 2nd and 9. Back to pass is Bowers. Looking down the middle of the field, launches. He's got Massey. Oh, good coverage by Christian
Flores.
Way to recover. Massey had him beat a little bit. That ball hung in the air some going into the wind, and Christian was able to recover and knock that ball down.
Well, I think we can see that this young man does have some arm talent. He just hasn't had time tonight to display it.
And it's one of those, if you're Flores, man, you know that you're bracketing him. Cam does a really good job being on the outside shoulder. If you're Flores, don't let that guy cross your face. You don't let him cross your face. You're in perfect position, high-low. We call it double-team the post, and we had it double-teamed. You would hope Flores a little more in front. Had a better chance to pick that off. Good play anyways.
Brings up 3rd and 9 on the near hash. Youngblood back there with Bowers again. Calls for the ball. Back to pass. Rogers Mounties are blitzing hard, and that's going to meet him right at the – there is Troy Chandler once again on the sack.
That may be his 3rd or 4th sack for the night.
I'm guessing, yeah, probably 4. And it hit him right in the chest, and he gets underneath him. We got the replay here. Watch as he hits him right underneath the pads, probably right in the belly, because he's 6'4", and Troy Chandler's like
5'8",
and a spark plug. Man, he has just got so much strength in those legs.
Looks like he knocked the wind out of him.
I would imagine that's probably true.
Is that sack 9, sack 10?
Yeah, we're up there for sure. I think we're definitely closing in on double-digit sacks for the night. I'd be interested to see, and you guys have been around much longer than I have. What is the sack record here for Rogers Mountie football?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I would assume we're getting close.
Well, I'll find that out next game.
Okay.
When we play Fayetteville here next week.
Because at this point, it's death, taxes, 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz.
Yes.
Sack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which we'll take it.
Absolutely. It's going to bring up a 4th and 16 with possibly a backup quarterback coming in.
Yeah, if you're Northside here, Coach, this is one where you got a gadget play. You got to have something. And then you can't just drop back with a backup quarterback.
Well,
you got to think there's some type of trickery.
Well, their backup quarterback is injured, so this is 2 running backs. This is Bijou and Youngblood both. And Bijou's back to passes. He's going to let loose on something. He sacked once again. That's Corbin Norris and Troy Chandler, who met him at the quarterback. Wow. And the Mounties are going to take over on downs with yet another sack. Harbison's out there saying, come, get up. You can't be hurt now.
You knew who was looking for number 1, Massey, the whole way. And, again, we talk about this front 7 with Coach Williams and the type of pressure that they bring, but a lot of credit to Coach Rose, Coach Debenkamp.
Absolutely.
Man, we have these things called coverage sacks, and you saw on that last one, he's looking at Massey the whole way, and Cam and Flores both. Again, they're double-teaming him. He's not open. He's got to swallow it, and another sack for the Mounties.
That's Xander Burke back there with Jeff. They're going to hand it to Xander. Good blocking on the left side. Kind of picks his way. Looks like he gets back just to the line of scrimmage. Thought he might have had something more there for a little bit.
I know we're on offense, but I've been impressed with our depth on our defensive line, the number of guys that we rotate in and out and how much they understand the scheme, and we really don't lose a beat when one guy comes out, another guy comes in.
Yeah, and that's a huge credit to Coach Carbonell, man. Him coming over here last year was a huge thing for this defense, and the amount of influence that he's had with those guys. is impressive.
We got a tight end on this one. We got Xander Burke trying to pick his way. Again, hit after a gain of about a yard. The clock is running now. 6:40 left to go in the ball game. Mounties up 28-7.
And that's the first time we've seen, unless my eyes have betrayed me, which they have before, that's the first time we've seen pin and pull. If you folks at home don't know what pin and pull is, we pulled both guards as opposed to guard and tackle or just one guard. We pulled both guards, and that's a staple in a Chad Harbison offense. And it's kind of surprising we didn't see it until fourth quarter tonight. But look for the Mounties to potentially come back to that, certainly with Burke toting the rock.
Looks like Nathan Herman checked into the ball game, number 89, the sophomore, 6'2", 172. Brings up third down and about 7. The near side, Jeff is back to pass, looking across the middle to Nathan Herman. He catches it. Good catch by Herman over the middle, knowing he's going to take the hit, and hangs on to the ball. Great job, Herman, for your first varsity reception of your career.
Yeah, good ball, good catch, good confidence in there.
It's one thing to catch a stop pass or a go ball for your first career varsity catch. It's another thing to catch a slant coming across the middle knowing you're fixing to take a shot.
Absolutely.
And some big dudes back there, defensive back as well.
It's a lot of guts right there by number 89.
Mm-hmm. Running with a little slot with Braxton in the slot. Comes across the middle. Xander Burke has the ball.
We're
going to throw
15-yarder right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
Good.
a horse collar back there. Brought Xander down. Looks like a little bit of talking after it. And the penalty was on Malachi Warren, the inside linebacker. He's 5'11", 215.
You got to love Alan Perez, the senior center, man. He's going and talking to him, saying, hey, man, don't be messing up my running backs.
Yeah, that's right.
We take care of our dudes over here. Don't be messing up my running back. I got you.
I don't like to see a heavily penalized game, but it's nice to see penalty go the opposite way tonight.
Yeah, because we've had a number of 15-yard penalties. I think this is the first one they've had tonight.
Make first down for the Mounties on the 23-yard line. Set on the near hash. Got Volk and Herman near side. Lindsay and Eichenberry the far side. Xander Burke up the middle, finds a crease, gets hit by, there's a Calderara again. Lucas, he's having a pretty good night for the Grizzlies, that middle linebacker. He's able to make a lot of solo tackles already tonight. He's done a really good job.
Still a really good first down play. You got under 5 minutes left to play, up 3 scores. You're not trying to score right away. You're really just trying to get this game.
You want to burn some clock.
Mm-hmm. That's what we call 4-minute offense. We're going to run this clock all the way down. Lean on those big dudes up front, starting with Big Al, start at the center. Just let Burke find a running lane.
Trips to the far side. Xander Burke here. They give it to Burke again. He finds a nice crease and looks like he gets all the way to the 8-yard line. A terrific run and burst by the sophomore Xander Burke.
Yeah, think about what this guy's going to look like next year this time.
Oh, boy.
Or his senior season.
Yeah.
It's really a coming out party for him right now. Just a little bit bigger back than Jack Harrell. Jack Harrell can pick and move his thing, but you bring him in late game to bring a little bit of a sledgehammer to him when the team is tired.
Yeah, he's fresh.
Look at all those defensive linemen from Northside. Hands on hips, man. Those dudes are gas. And Burke's like, hey, keep feeding me, coach. Keep feeding me.
First and goal from the 8-yard line, and the Grizzlies are going to call a timeout with 3:56 left to go in the ball game. Mounties with a 21-point lead and looking to add to it here late in the fourth quarter. Well, if you look at Hook Finn's hooks, are there a couple things on there that you see that the Rogers Mounties accomplished tonight?
Well, I think at some point they've accomplished all of these things that we touched on earlier. In the course of a ball game, it's hard to do them all throughout the game 100%. But I think we've been very good on the no negative plays for the most part, if you exclude penalties. I think that's been very good. I would also say, for the most part, effective on first down.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things we've been fairly consistent on throughout the duration of the night. We had a couple picks.
Mm-hmm. We didn't really necessarily have an explosive play. I mean, the Drayson Volk here, well, that was a nice 25-yard touchdown catch and run and a good blocking out there. But I think we missed our touchdown here.
Missed Braxton by
just a little bit with that wind, maybe carried the ball some. But we're going to need some explosive plays next week when we play Fayetteville.
Absolutely.
So game set, reset here. First and goal on the 8-yard line for the Mounties. 3:56 left to go in the ball game. Kind of a trip bunch set to the far side. And Xander Burke once again, he gets submarined by that outside linebacker, number 3, Everett Gooden. Just tripped him up, or else he was going to walk into the end zone. I'd like to see Xander get his first varsity touchdown right here, right now on this play.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
You may see they're sending that outside backer off the edge. They may see C.J. Herman down here, 89, now crack him and force number 7 down here as the corner to make that tackle.
I'd like to see either Xander or Herman get a touchdown here as the as sophomores out there.
Okay, Northside's calling a timeout here.
Does it look like a timeout here? Referees are getting together, huddling over something. Do the Grizzlies have one more timeout left, Coach?
Yes.
They do, okay. They wasn't a timeout. I think they were just trying to make sure the clock was right or something. Regardless, there's 20 seconds left on the play clock. Second down and goal. They give it to Burke. Looks
there
like he's
he
going to go
goes.
to the end zone. Touchdown, Mounties. Touchdown, Xander Burke for the Rogers Mounties at his first career touchdown as a varsity player. Congratulations, Xander and the Rogers Mounties. They take a 5-touchdown lead right now, late in the fourth quarter.
Good job. He walked into the end zone untouched. Great job by the big offensive line for the Mounties.
Grayson Cooper and Keeson Walker on that side of the line, along with Alan Perez, Caden Larimore, Aiden Libert. Did a fantastic job tonight. Benson Ashley boots it through. 35-7. The Mounties take a commanding lead late. And here's a replay.
That's that pin and pull you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, you saw the crack by Herman. Both guards pull, kick out, and Burke finds the hole, man. That's one of those, you run into the boundary like that, you really limit the space. And you know how it is, Coach. You force those corners to tackle. There's a reason why they're playing corner.
There's a reason, and you got to make a business decision, especially you got a back as big as Burke with that big offensive guard pulling at you. And now you can't cut those guys like you did back in the past.
No.
You got to take them on up high.
Yeah.
It's really unfair.
It is. And it's one of those where, like you said, it's a business decision. And more times than not, those business decisions
I'm in the business of playing another game.
Yeah. I wanna go to the next game for sure. But great job by Burke. You know, again, we talked about it all night. We really hadn't seen him the first 3 weeks, and you know he's a great back as a freshman a year ago. I know the coaches were really high on him, and it's a big difference. You going from Monday night football to Friday night football, and you really start to see the game slow down for him tonight. And he's made some really good plays, really good runs, made a great catch across the middle. Man, you make plays like this, you're gonna find more playing time on Friday nights.
He reminds me a lot of Jacob Jenkins.
Yes.
The size, and I can see in the future that they'll split him out like they did Jacob, use him as that empty set, that receiver guy.
Really good hands.
He may be more straight line faster than Jacob was.
Yeah.
And he's going to be bigger.
Yeah.
He's about the size of Jenkins now.
Yeah. You know, and it's one of those things too. As he continues to get bigger, how much speed can he also do as well?
Yeah.
Because man, that was one of the things that Jacob did a great job of. Jacob could take a 5-yard play and turn it into a home run. And, you know, if that's one of the things that Burke can end up doing, you're going to have another all-state running back here at Rogers High School.
Absolutely.
First down play for the Grizzlies. Gain about 4 yards. Looks like they're got a couple of other players out there right now. 84, Randall Marshall, defensive back. Jalen Smith over here to the near side as a cornerback. Second and 6 for the Grizzlies. Joshua Lee is out there on the defensive line. Just misses him, Joshua Lee does, and Gerardo Guzman trips him up as well.
It is good to see Bowers back in the game. It's one of those you never want to see a kid get hurt. I know we talked about him getting injured on that last offensive possession on the sack by Troy. Good to see 12 back in the game for the Grizzlies.
Ethan Williams out there at linebacker.
Yeah, I think we have a whole new defensive unit in, but it's good because they're still going against the first unit.
I don't know if that's the first unit right now, Coach. I think they got too many clean uniforms out there.
The Grizzlies?
Yeah, they're not as big.
Well, you still see number 12. You still see number 1.
But I don't think. Yeah, but I think they switched out the line a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, they do have the skill players are out there.
Well, if it's me, I'm not putting my best skill players back there behind my number 2 line.
I agree.
With a lot of conference play still ahead of us.
Cohen Chalmers out there, the other linebacker.
And clean jerseys. What do you expect when we're playing on turf?
Yeah. Well, and here comes Macy. Macy's coming off, and seems to be his night. His night's done.
They give it to the running back here. He's still running hard. That's Youngblood still in the game.
Good tackle.
Really good tackle out there. Randall Marshall, free safety, brings him down. Clock is running. 1:10 left to go in the ball game.
We'll be under a minute by the time the ball snapped.
They do bring out Youngblood, who's had a great night tonight. Number 6 has run hard all game long. He's been tough to tackle.
He's been their most consistent offensive weapon tonight.
Yeah. They bring in Jaleel Colvin, and they give it to Colvin. It's wrapped up. It's number 56, Zach Minks.
You see Guzman coming in the game. Blockburker's coming in the game.
Marcus Mounts was out there as well.
It is one of those when we talk about Youngblood and how well of a night he's had.
Yeah.
It's surprising to have a player like Macy and see him have no imprint.
Yeah, like
on the game.
Not a design, like you know how it is.
Nothing.
As a coach, you say, okay, this is our guy.
Yeah.
He's got to have this many targets in order to
Correct.
be successful. He may have had 3 targets tonight.
Correct.
He was more so used as a decoy when they would run that Taylor motion.
Right.
Eye candy for them inside backers, which
Right.
did allow for Youngblood to have some big runs.
Yeah.
This is the second game where it's been like that for him. The first game of the season, he had 9 catches for 155 yards and 2 TDs. The second game against Greenwood, which was a lopsided win, granted, two receptions, 45, and 10 receptions for 162 yards and 3 touchdowns last week against Coweta, and really nothing again tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of it's surprising the fact that there was nothing, like Hook was saying, nothing designed for him. I know the post certainly down here where they kind of ran it to him a couple times in a row, but as a coach, you got to figure there's no way that we can make this, and you would think they would try to get it to him quicker, get him on a design run, something.
19 seconds and.
Well, I was waiting for a wrinkle off of the Taylor motion, but you never seen it.
Yeah, that's going to be the ball game, folks, as the Mounties do take the win 35-7 as they're lining up at the 50-yard line. Congratulations for the Mounties for winning their first conference game of the season. Folks, this has been a lot of fun. Next week, we're right here, back here, Rogers versus Fayetteville. Coach Hookfin and Coach Boatwright, thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. Guys, do you have anything left to say as we showed out this wonderful evening?
No, it's been a great night. Definitely have some things to clean up. Rogers and Fayetteville is always a tough game.
Oh, yeah.
Always comes down to the wire, so I'm excited to see what we got next week.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, Coach, it's a great day to be a Mountie.
Hey, 1-0 in conference.
1-0 in conference. Fayetteville coming in next week. They handled West tonight pretty easily. Last score I saw was 35-7, so it'll be a very good ball game, very challenging ball game, and Fayetteville is very good once again, top-tier team in this conference. So, hey, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you guys watching, and go Mounties. We'll see you next week.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Today I'm here with Erica from the Rogers FFA. What are we getting ready for?
We're getting ready for the mom and fern plant sale for the Rogers FFA chapter.
When is the mom sale?
And our public sale is the 28th of September from 10 to 4.
Sam, how much do the mums cost?
22 during our public sale. Our ferns are running hanging at 25 and the patios are 35.
What color mums do you guys have?
Our mum sale is going to consist of 5 colors, which are going to include red, orange, yellow, purple, and white. We are going to have 50 in all colors but white, which in white we will only have 30.